Good morning, everybody.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
Again.
And then they all talk about, hey,
Good
you,
mor-
you better pick yourself off.
Hey, Peggy, Tracy, Gina, Darlene B, April. Good morning, you all. Good morning, Anamora. All right, you guys, I'm going to post the link. So if anyone wants to join the Hangout, you can. Today is going to be a day of fellowship and talking. So that's the link for the Hangout today. Good morning, Samwana. Oh, that's fine, Darlene B. Be careful. Shut up, Gina. Yes, ma'am, Lynn. What's up? Y'all, my bed looks a mess. I've got to do laundry today. So many house chores. Absolutely, Lynn. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning. Lynn has a prayer request he should tell you.
Yeah.
And I want to remember Darlene. Just going on a year since her sisters passed. Oh no, Karen. Karen at the beach.
Yeah. Karen's joined before.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I got her. And Sawana, good morning. Yes, I'm subscribed to her.
So I changed some of the stuff about walking with God. I changed it to reflect the Porch Church Network. So I changed the name. And I've made it to where, and I didn't want to have to do this, but I've made it to where posts are or have to be approved. So I will have to approve posts. All posts will be approved. Who just joined? Is that Taylor? Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey, honey.
So all posts have to be approved. The only posts that will not be approved are posts that have no content. And if you've been in the group lately, you've noticed that there are several people who've been posting and it says the content is unavailable. Now, these people are from other countries. And, you know, Mom made brought up a good point that it was something that I had mentioned the other day that, you know, the way that Christians are being treated in other countries right now is actually really bad. Statistically, it's supposed to be up there on genocide level. So, you know, these people are from like China and Africa and places where it's not safe to be a Christian.
And
So
she had always, her content always shows up.
Yeah, her content has always
Yes.
shown up, but now it's not.
She would do movies about what it's like to be try to be a Christian over there, and it's not getting out now.
Yeah. Good morning, Jennifer.
So you guys don't think we've blocked her stuff because it's just not, I guess her content is unable to be shared right now.
Yeah.
And she always posted uplifting stuff.
So until her posts are okay to go through, they won't be allowed. That sounds so bad, but I mean, there's literally nothing to allow.
Yeah. She'll be able to see everything, but Oh, thank you, Karen, for reminding people about the thumbs up.
I mean, you can thumbs down if you want to.
Well, Samwana, on her stuff, it would be in English.
Yeah, it was always in English.
Now, if you've seen somebody else on their YouTube and you could not understand them, there's one person
that I've had to remove from YouTube and Walking with God because it was just some shady dealings that I was not up with.
And then they commented on some of my stuff under another fake Facebook thing. And yes, you can join, Tracy.
Absolutely, Tracy. Anyone can join. Gina, you already know who I had to block. Person of many names.
Yeah. And San Juan, I'm sure you've probably seen them in a lot. Now they're in a lot of different people's jewelry video. I don't say nothing when they're in somebody else's thing, but they'll use the same name to what do you call it, troll. So when I see that name over and over trolling somebody's channel saying stuff, it's the same picture and the same fake Facebook that they tried to do on my open channel. That's the the Norgus R crafting with the crawlies. They showed up on there.
Good morning, Kimmy.
Good morning, Kimmy.
Hello.
Hi, Tracy. And let me turn down my volume a little bit because I've got my speakers set up really high. And I don't want any echoes. There we go. All right. And I'm going to post the link again for anyone who wants to join. Good morning, Connie.
Morning, Cece. Cece, was it you that did the video of your jewelry outside? I'm thinking it was you, Cece. The birds were chirping. You had your jewelry all laid out so pretty.
Yeah, it was her.
Good morning again, Jennifer. But yes, it was like the jewelry was beautiful the way you had everything set up in your backyard. And so, yeah, I got to chill out in your backyard as everybody else chills out in my kitchen. And then Joy talked about my hair. Did I just dye it? Because I couldn't figure out why it was blinging. And then I thought, we changed light bulbs. Funny what a difference 3 light bulbs make.
Morning, Cynthia.
Good morning, Cynthia.
Casey, how do I pop out the chat again so I can get in the...
On the chat, there's 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. You'll click on that and then select pop out chat.
Thank you.
All right.
You're right. You have that fan on. And I hear that bullfrog out there like,
I tried to tell you. They're loud and obnoxious.
Please don't kill them though. They eat mosquitoes and bugs.
JJ was out there, wanted to go out there and try to catch them.
Oh. Yeah, he best not get around that until we find out what that creature was that come crawling out of the Black Lagoon.
Oh, I know. So how's everyone doing this morning? Tracy, how are you?
Oh, what's wrong with Kimmy?
I'm good.
You know, Kimmy, I absolutely 100% understand and agree.
No, you ain't.
And we're not going to let you do that.
Oh, no. Oh, no, you ain't.
So, Kimmy, you're going to have to jump on Hangout with us right now. And we're going to talk. We're going to talk about it.
Kimmy, you know we love you.
But no one loves you more than me.
Hey.
I know Tracy talking earlier done gave me Jesus bumps and about made Adam cry. He said he need uplifting. He didn't need that sad stuff. Did I get my coffee?
What are these Goodwill bins?
Do what?
Darlene's talking about Goodwill bins.
Guys, I'm all up in my with my PJs is what I call them.
Am I off the Hangout now?
Nope, you're still here.
Where? Oh, there I am. Ding, ding. Wow, I did this all by myself.
But you know, Kimmy,
With a little
it
help.
doesn't matter whether you're working in a place with hundreds of people that you come in contact with. Like you leave school and you think, whew, no more. You know, there's no more cliques, there's no more bullies, there's no more this. Okay, then you go into a workforce. Whew. Whether it's daycare, whether it's working in a cotton mill.
A well.
No, a cotton mill. I worked in daycare, and where it was a daycare center, there's still going to be this and that going on.
I worked from home for places like Apple and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and they had cliques and messy people chatting and people talking about you behind your back and bosses talking about you behind your back. I had one boss, it wasn't when I was working for Apple, it was the job that I left before I came here. She thought that she was going to laugh at me, and that's something I don't deal with. And I told her about herself. And I'm talking about I spared no details. I told her about herself, her family. It did not matter.
That was the day that April was here.
That was the day I quit.
Yeah.
Because she thought that she was going to laugh at me because she had said some little off-color remark, and I told her how unprofessional it was. Because I've been a supervisor before. I know how to handle communication. And you don't sit there and laugh at someone who brings something to your attention that you've done wrong. And nope.
So
she learned that day.
So whether it's online or you're in a call center that God delivers you from, or you are on Facebook or YouTube.
And you know,
fine.
I don't want anyone, and yes, I said won't. I don't want anyone to have any illusion that I'm not going to take up for myself, because I will whoop that tail in a prayer circle.
But that's why I said it seems like, well, like Tracy said, she feels like God brought us together since she was so much like a friend of mine. And Casey, her friend,
Exactly.
died of a heart attack sitting at a stop sign. I don't know if you heard her earlier, going to help somebody with their oxygen tube. And then I told her, then I met her, and she was so much like Frankie, my friend that had an brain aneurysm, while she got her morning coffee.
Yeah.
But of all things, for me to tell her, Tracy, you look just like this friend of mine. But Tracy, I didn't get to have friendships like that, not for real.
Yeah.
Keevan was just funny about where I went, or still is, and pretty much his friends were my friends. If he wanted to have wood, and I did for a while, I was able to, when I dropped the kids off, stop by one friend's house and we'd have coffee, and we got a real close friendship that way. But then I wasn't able to be there like I wanted to be there for her. Because as I tell everybody, 5 o'clock, Keevan, is Keevan's time, and on weekends it's my husband's time. Now, if he falls asleep, I'll put on my earbuds and listen and chat. But I just couldn't be there like I wanted. I never had friends that way, did I, Casey? Um, it's just the way it was. I mean, I have one we used to go play horseshoes and we'd camp with, and Tiffany was best friends with her daughter, and we would be at their house watching football. I didn't like football, but they did. We socialized with them a lot, and then bam, Kevin, he doesn't like socializing sometimes, especially now. We don't really socialize now, and so unfortunately, you guys have to hear me. You guys are and you guys take all the tension away from him, because when he gets home, I'm talked out. Yeah, Kimmy, you find different people that you can talk to on the side, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah. And you know, you all can always talk to me. Things that are discussed with me, I would prefer if you didn't drop any names, but even if you do, stuff that we talk about is private for just the two of us, unless you say, oh, I don't really care, you can talk to your mom about it, get her opinion or whatever. But
good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Tara. Things that are
confidential.
Yes.
I did try to explain to him. I don't know if I did it good enough, about how you saw that I needed to step away from. I told him I even started panicking when I started stuttering yesterday. But you say you notice a look on me, and you have to tell me to step away. And it was so hard, you guys, not to watch the videos, because I knew the womanhood chat was, and I want to listen to that Friday's chat, and then the race car thing. And there was different videos that I was wanting to watch, but I literally, when Tiffany called me, I was in a dark bedroom, and my grandbaby was like, Nanny, you said I could spend the night with you tonight. And I said, well, get your mommy, bring you over here for a little while. But my head hurt so bad. And Kimmy, I know I jumped on different things, but I was watching that. Kimmy, when I shared with you from somebody, and I'm like you have to let people see other people for themselves and just stand back. And if people love you, they will come back and understand. And so, but there was an incident where I told Casey, I said, Casey, I was afraid that somebody was going to be knocking on our door to shoot you. I said, because I talked about my faith and he talked about his, and they kept talking about, well, forgiveness in the chat. How do you forgive a murderer? How do you forgive this, and this? And this person ended up being so out there weird that I told Casey, they wanted Casey to meet them supposedly in the middle of the night at 11 o'clock to marry them as a past. I said, Casey, I'm worried about you. He even woke me up, worried about himself getting home that night. I said, Casey, I have a feeling if you don't let them go, or we do something, they're going to be at our door. And how do I feel if they shoot you and say, now, do you believe in forgiveness? I said, they really got to be a stalker. It was scary. Darlene.
Yeah.
Tell her what I did. Casey thought I was being funny before you guys come on live.
I told Mom, I was like, oh no, I said,
was in the kitchen.
I said Doris Day died. She was like, oh, que sera, sera. And I was like, Mom, that's horrible. She said, no, she sang it. I said, I know. It was just the way that you said it. It was like, oh, whatever.
I'll have to I'll submit you guys. I'll resubmit the video of us in the car and the baby's in the back, and she's a lot smaller. And Casey had that song playing on the radio, and me and him know we just sing as loud as we can, entertaining the baby. So I will reshare that on Facebook, you guys. And I love that song. So that's what I meant. It just come off. We do that sometimes. We say things. We do. Mama, the toaster is plugged up on the stove. Now, see, the one time I had everything ready, you didn't come in there and unplug me and mess my.
All right, so
I do have.
And you guys, yeah. I am working and chatting because April and I are having an auction tonight. So I've got a few things to auction off. We've got some stuff to mail out. We've got 2 Bibles to mail out.
Sanjuana said, "Good morning, Mama."
We've got 2 Bibles to mail out, one for Maury, one for Miss Peggy. We've got one thing to mail out that is going to be a surprise for someone in here. I've got another thing to mail out for Miss Vanessa. And so I'm getting addresses and stuff done.
See, that's all it takes.
Yeah, Kimmy, you need to get your bougie vibe on and get your hiney on the hangout.
Miss Bougie needs to be in here.
That's what I'm talking about.
San Juana, my ear is killing me. It hurt so bad all night. When I would swallow or hiccup, my right ear just, oh, it just killed me.
San Juan, I don't like it when I hear you're not feeling good. I know you have enough issues already.
She does, and she's the one that's going to tell everybody else to feel better. Now, you talk about a good vibe. San Juana, it don't matter how she's feeling. She's like Bobby, that's going to be on my channel tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to tell everybody to feel better and share sunshine with them.
Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, Casey, can I share this? I told
You
Casey
can
to
share whatever you like.
I told Casey to get your, you know, I know it went from just reading and we would ask for people to interact, and it took a long time for anybody to get to where they felt like they could interact or get to know us, I guess, to get to the point of, well, do I want to interrupt them, or what do I do if I have a question? And it was something that, you know, we would always say, if you had a question, you know, just put it out there, because that Bible study. And, you know, like Casey told me, he wanted to go down some different avenues of, how did you put it?
Like different outreaches.
Yes. And what was supposed to have been like Wednesday, I had gotten out my Christian womanhood syllabus and had that ready, but then there was an outreach because somebody had messaged me and said, "You're not doing your outreach women's thing today," and I just said, you know, we did a woman's outreach of a different kind. And
Hi, Gina.
Hi.
Hey, Gina.
Look, I haven't even brushed my hair yet, so
I haven't brushed
You're
mine.
beautiful anyway, Gina.
I've been moving furniture this morning.
Again?
Well,
Listen,
Tiffany came in my house the other day, so I have to.
Listen, pot calling kettle. Every time me and Kevin will be in there, we hear stuff moving around. He said, "Is he moving his room around again?" Probably. But oh, I did forget my
That's Miss Lotus over here.
did I lose my train of thought?
Darlene, we can get Bibles from the dollar store, so they'd literally be like $1.
But you know, I kind of like giving the if somebody donates one, I kind of like that, because you know it's kind of passing on,
And you
and
know,
it seems more personal.
it was this book here
Oh,
that Angie gave me. She gave me this on December 31st of you know, this past year. And what's so awesome, you know, she got it from a secondhand store, and she was like, "It's not brand new." I was like, "I don't want it to be brand new. I like the idea." Good morning, April. I like the idea of stuff being, you know, passed on to people, because for this one, it's the Bible prayers for all your needs. And it was given to Sister Mary from, you know, the pastor. And it says, "God bless in every in every area of your life. And so I like to think
Oh, you gonna
that,
run?
she got, all the blessing that she needed out of this. So, she passed it on to someone else. And so now it come to
We gonna
me.
have to break up.
And when I finish this, when I finish this book, I'm going to pass it on to someone else. And that way it just, the change
Give it back.
continues. So
Give
it
it back.
doesn't just stop somewhere. So I like that.
Oh, I know now. When my aunt called me, and I literally jumped up and threw my clothes on, and Casey drove me. And we took a young lady for her to restart her life in a different place, and gave the Crawley love and all that. My aunt said, "Well, when you tell God you'll do something, like." I said I'd start the Christian Woman. Sometimes He puts you in action, and is your money is your money where your mouth is? Or are you going to say this? So it ended up not being on that certain day, sitting there reading something. It actually was an action that had to be done, and so. If we're not on, I like to explain, sometimes.
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
Casey, I think I would like to, like go because, like you said, you can go to the dollar store and get Bibles at the dollar store. I wouldn't mind getting 10, 12 Bibles and putting them in a flat rate box and shipping them down to you that you can send out, that I could write a little note in personally from me that you could then send out to people that need them. So do you want me to just send them to your PO box?
I can give you my direct address, and you wouldn't even have to ship them in flat rate. If you're shipping Bibles or any books, you can ship them media mail. And
Okay.
it's like I shipped out, oh gosh, like 3 pounds of VHS tapes, and it only cost like $4.
And who was it that was that video?
Well, I would like to do that because I don't ever get a chance, because we don't have, we live on a budget because my income is fixed, obviously, but so I can't ever participate in like all the auctions and stuff because I always figure they're always going to go over my head, which they do a lot of times, and that's fine. But this is something that I feel really strongly about, is God and the ability to read the Word of God. And I would love to go purchase some Bibles and send them to you that you can then send out. And I think that I think there's probably other people that would be willing to do the same thing,
Yeah.
I'll write a little personal note in the front of it, and then and the front of each one, and then ship them to you, and then you guys can just send them out to whoever needs them.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that is a wonderful idea too, Tracy. That is great. See, that's why maybe I think God led Casey to go ahead and take a step back. His word is very important, but you guys are all, the church is each and every one of us.
Right, exactly. When, just like I said that one time, when 2 or more are gathered in His name, there is love, and that's also a church, so we're all part of the same community here. As far as if we made the decision to subscribe and to join this church, then I want to be a part of it and a part of helping other people. And I don't want you guys to take all of the burden of that. So I would like to at least do my part and send, 10, 12 Bibles down, that then when you get somebody who needs one, you can just send it out.
Yeah,
that's
a beautiful thing too. That is a beautiful thing to pass on. And Casey is looking into what is it to legitimize as far as the church. But
to get it recognized as an actual church.
But you guys are we are all connected, you know. It's like those strings that Casey said, heartstrings or soul strings that, you know, reach out, that you just connect with somebody, you know. So, I'm sitting sideways because I want to watch the chat.
But one thing that I would like to do, and is what I'm doing now, is I'm getting like I have an account for Vistaprint for, you know, my Geisha Treasures, but I want one for the Porch Church Network. So that way, when we send out God jars, or, you know, we send out Bibles and stuff like that, we've got a card in there so that they can find, they can find the Porch Church Facebook group and the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And also, even my morning discussions, you know, because I look at that, I guess, I asked Casey, I said, so are my morning talks, is that my outreach, or is that my type of women's ministry? And Casey said, yeah, I don't even know how did that come up anyway? I don't even know how I started that, Casey. Do you know?
That conversation?
No, me starting my YouTube channel, like they become a discussion thing.
Because you were doing them on Facebook, like the crafting, and I told you to do one.
To start doing them live online.
Mm-hmm.
And it just went from crafting to this type of thing.
Yeah, it went from crafting, you were going to paint your little girl painting, to just sitting at the kitchen table having a chat.
Because, you know, I think once or twice I've been in there to try to do a working, like they say, working chat, where I'm trying to clean or organize something or show things in that room. But because Gina, I said, I just don't know how to be comfortable without Casey in there with me, or to just it be me. And Gina said, sit at your kitchen table. Just if that's where you're comfortable, do it from your kitchen table. And that's what made me comfortable, I think, Tracy. And then you know, you pop in there, and then, you know, open it. When I found out how to maneuver these things, how to have different people, you know, come in there. And I don't mind showing. I just can't sit there and do the painting with anybody. It's like a early morning.
The personal thing.
Yes. But this morning, Casey, tell you, I've always been a note taker. And Kevin got me this thing. Let me see when he got it for me. January of last year. And I put, from my wonderful husband, Kevin, my best friend. But it says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. And it's so pretty. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Can you guys see that? Yeah. And it's so pretty. And it has Bible verses in it.
Morning, Mama.
Good morning again, Mama.
Good morning, Mama.
And in my planner, I haven't written in it in a while. And then I feel lost if I don't, because I don't know what day it is. But the bottom has different verses. So I got this out today to write in it. And it says, in him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins in accordance with the riches of God's grace. And that's Ephesians 1:7. So when I read that, I'm like, okay, you know, grace. What is the meaning of grace? Because I put God's grace and richness in his grace stood out to me. And sometimes I look up to see what, you know, the depth and meaning of a word like grace. We say it all the time. But sometimes I want to I want to have a different understanding. Paint and listen to us, Kimmy. Have your canvas and listen. So grace, it said, is the enabling power and spiritual healing offered through the mercy and love of Jesus Christ. That's was the Bible definition when I looked it up on YouTube. Then I was like, well, I looked up redemption. And the biblical redemption says the action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. But the dictionary one that was right up under it, I like this one. It says the action of regaining or gaining possession of something in exchange for payment or clearing a debt. And so redemption in that way, I'm like, well, that is, we had a debt cleared for us from somebody that knew no sin. So I looked those words up this morning while I was by myself and sitting in at the kitchen and just, writing things that come to my heart.
That's one thing that I want to start doing. I want to start keeping a Christian journal.
I have so many. When I'm gone, the kids are going to find all kind of journals and diaries, and I mean written in, because I get so many of these from my sister and so many pretty ones to write in, and I have a lot of them that I haven't written in. Kimmy, whenever you post pictures of the pours that your children did, I want you to share them on my crafting. Share them on my crafting thing. And then April, I want you to share what your kids did on my crafting thing, if you would. That bougie bear. You guys, when Casey said April was coming by, I was like, I know April's going to bring me some cake because I couldn't eat supper. And I told Casey, I said, I wouldn't be this size if it wasn't for sweets because I can't eat regular food. I've been getting just sick all the time. But I just knew. And then I saw JJ putting frosting on a cake, and I'm like, oh, you go, JJ. I was watching, getting so excited. Then I'm like, I saw pecans on top. I said, woo, or walnuts. I thought he done fixed a red velvet cake for his mama. I'm gonna get some cake. And when the dog Bailey loves April, she's just crazy over April. But when she got acting funny, I'm like, ooh, April's here. And I swear I smelled cake. And there was no way possible that I could have smelled no cake. I come in here all nonchalantly. And I told April, I said, she's just dying to see you, April. I said, she just had to see you. So April gets her up there on Casey's bed. And I said, dang, April. I saw those pictures. I figured you'd bring me some Mother's Day cake. She said, there's a piece over there. Casey's eating on it now. I swear he took another big bite.
I did. It was good.
It sure was. That was my supper last night, red velvet cake. Well, a little bit. I ate mostly of the frosting.
My aunt that came up for Mother's Day dinner that, I was telling you about earlier, that came up for Mother's Day dinner, she doesn't have any kids, so I always invite her to my house for stuff like that because I don't want her sitting at home by herself on a holiday like that, for sure. And plus, she's half the time a better mother to me than my own mother. She brought pineapple upside down cake because she never comes empty-handed. Gotta love her.
You know, you guys, it's hard for me to multitask. I say I do it pretty good, and I can do 3 or 4 different conversations in my head. But I don't want Tracy, you to think I wasn't listening to you, and then I guess I can't get out of the back of my head that I was told that I don't interact with the chats enough, and now it's got me subconscious.
You're doing fine, Darlene. You're doing fine. Like I said before, you never have to worry about hurting my feelings. It's pretty darn hard to hurt my feelings.
But yeah, Casey's. Are you multitasking, working?
I am.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
designing the cards.
Oh, okay, for the
Porch Church. And now I've got to add another field.
Yeah, I did that with my when I had my daycare. I went to Vista Print, and I had the cutest daycare cards, didn't I, Casey? They were pink and had a fat little baby on them, and in a diaper, and it was.
Aw.
I called it Crawley's Corner. Wasn't it Crawley's? No, yeah.
Yeah.
My daycare was Crawley's Corner. That's what my daycare name was. And I was real good at that until I guess I don't know. I just sleep apnea hit, and my body just I was too tired. I was just tired all the time, and when you have your own daycare, if you don't get your paperwork out on a certain day, it's almost like having what's this called? That
CPS case?
yeah, I had to send them paperwork I had to renew every 2 years. But it's
Trying to get comfy
marketplace
here.
insurance. But if you don't get that in before the 1st, you will not have no insurance. So, and I just got to the point that I couldn't keep my thoughts straight. But now taking care of the kids, I had that down pat. Their potty change, their diaper changes and stuff like that. I had all that organized. All of that was organized. I just, when it came to the organization of other things, started catching up with me. And I did not realize that I had sleep apnea, and that affected my mental capacity the next day until, everybody started talking about sleep apnea after a football player died from it. And then, everybody talked about it for a while. But, you quit breathing several times during the night. Well, of course, the next day you can't think straight. And I just, sometimes after the last kid would leave, I would just be over there and lay on the couch a little while and fall asleep. The kids kind of liked it because they would not eat leftovers, as they called it, but usually I would try to fix during the day lunch and have something that the kids would eat for supper, and they'd be like, we don't eat leftovers, because they'd know I'd be too tired and they could eat takeout, most time Chinese. I just give them the money, and they knew my bank card number better than I did. But now they will eat leftovers. After they got grown, they said, Mom, I remember when we wouldn't eat, we thought we were too good for leftovers. And then it got to where when they weren't at the house, they would be calling me, Mom, do you have any leftovers? What do you got in the refrigerator?
I have to tell you that that is the one thing I'm so sad about my son buying his own home and moving out of the nest. But the one thing I will not miss, not one time will I miss, when I open up that refrigerator and I'm going to go heat me some leftovers for lunch and it's gone because he got up in the middle of the night and ate it all.
Your child or your husband?
Yeah, my son does that all the time. I'm like, oh, good, there's just enough left for me for lunch tomorrow. And then I go to open up the fridge at lunchtime, thinking it's in there, and nope, gone. Gone.
Oh, Keith will be like, he'll get him 2 ice creams if we go Dairy Queen or something. And he might want one for later or might want one the next day. And he'll go in, who ate my ice cream? I said, well, it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't know. It was either your mom or Casey. Or I'll tell them, well, baby, I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have lunch. I was getting sick at my stomach, and that's the only thing that I could eat. And see, I fuss, because I'll have a whole meal and put leftovers in the refrigerator. And everybody said, well, I didn't know there's in there. But it was so funny Friday night what didn't start off as funny, but when we had to take the grandbaby, get that stuff out of her ear, she had told Casey she cooked homemade goulash, and that's something they loved that my mama would cook. And I said, well, I have homemade soup, Tiff. She said, oh my gosh, do you have any left? I said, yeah. So
Good morning, Anita.
Good morning, Anita.
Good morning, Anita Bonita. I was just watching one of your videos earlier this morning.
So Tiffany run in. No, we stopped here first, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Tiffany got a gallon bag and got the rest of the leftover soup. And Casey took a bag. Casey got the rest of the goulash from her house. So they kind of swapped, which was fine with me. Fine with me. Anita, you should come in here. We haven't had you on ours.
Yeah, I love your accent. I love listening to you talk, Anita.
I told her she reminds me of Sophia Loren, and I hope, because she's so young, I hope she knows who that is. So, Miss Anita, you should come on, even if it's just to say hey. I'm jealous, Anita. I want all of us girls to one day get on and do a makeup thing together where we're all
Someone needs to teach me something.
Do what?
Someone needs to teach me something. Do you see, I wear no makeup partly because I look like a hooker if I do. I don't know how to put it on.
But Tracy, yeah. See, look at Tracy. Because Tracy, you're like me. If I don't have mascara and if I don't do my eyebrows in, you can't see them. I'm like you. In fact,
I did like
with it, Casey.
Totally. The reason I don't have eyebrows is because I in the era of the skinny line eyebrow, I plucked the crap out of them things so much that they don't even grow back anymore.
Maybe that's what happened to mine. But I like.
Thanks, Anna.
I know. See,
Thanks,
you're
Lynn.
like me, Tracy. I don't have no blush on. My cheeks are just. This is just my face. No foundation.
Yeah.
Anita,
is it Arpy?
Tea tree oil, really?
All right, so tell me what you think about these.
Okay.
That's the
Oh.
front side.
Wait, you know I have to get up close because I can't see good. You guys, I gotta get my eyes re-examined.
I know I always have to get when I'm trying to see something, like gotta see if I want to look through the above part or my bifocals.
I know. It's not gonna be too little, is it?
It's 2 inches by 3 inches.
The writing. All right, turn it over.
This is the back side. It's got the link for Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
Does that look okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Casey in the chat too? I think Cece suggested the possibly Porch Church bookmarks, especially then when you're putting them in the Bibles that you send out.
See, I told you that too, didn't I, Casey?
Cece said something in the chat about that, about bookmarks.
What I do, CC. Oh my goodness, you guys gonna have a girl day. Anita, and I'll get to the bookmarks. Anita, you guys you need all three of you guys to be on your channel. What I like to do is when I send out a Bible now, I like to take repurposed jewelry and make a bookmark. I'll show you one out I did. I already sent one out to San Juana's granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anita, when your sister was on your channel, I never laughed so hard in my life. When you two were doing that makeup thing, I just thought that was a stitch.
I did too. And because Anita, I don't do blush. I used to back in the day, but I've just never been heavy on makeup. And when she kept wanting you to put on blush, I laughed at you guys. I enjoyed
Oh my gosh,
it.
I was laughing so hard I almost had to go to the store and buy Depends.
I mean, because you know, me and my sisters, we didn't do that. Number one, my sister, I put her makeup on her, the middle one time for her to have a picture made because she didn't do makeup in high school. But oh, now she's girly girl, ain't she, Casey? She's all girly girl now, and but I did mine like my oldest sister did. But I still, like in my senior portrait, you can't really hardly tell I have on any makeup. But I just got tickled at you guys, Anita, because she said girls don't look right with red lipstick. And this morning I accidentally, Anita, I accidentally used some stain, and oh my gosh, it was red. Then I tried to cover it up, and I'm like,
But Darlene, it looked good. It did look good. You look good with a dark lip because you have fair complexion, and I think that sometimes people with like a more of an olive complexion look amazing in really dark lips, but so do really pale people look really good in that dark. Like Carla on Princess Castle, she looks beautiful with the bright red lipstick.
With her teeth, and she just, I think she should do a commercial. She could do a doggone Revlon commercial for red lips because she just. Now when my
Anita, you should do another makeup live because I need to learn. You need to warn me when you're going to do it so I can get my makeup out in a mirror and I'll be trying to do some stuff with you.
This is one I made for me because people don't like the ribbon jewelry. They don't like ribbon jewelry.
Uh-huh.
Choker, anymore.
Uh-huh.
So that's my bookmark I made for me. And it's
pink. That's cool.
And so all of I call it throwback jewelry. What I do is all the chokers type stuff like that. I'm laying them out flat. I'm washing them, of course, and I would iron them. Wait, let me take my glasses off and look at the camera. I would iron them, but somebody threw my iron away because they said, "You never iron anything, Mom." Now
You can, you know what? You can iron ribbon with a hair straightener, though.
Tracy, do you think I have a hair straightener? This is, look, this is natural, ain't it, Casey? This right here is like, my hair is so thin and straight that it causes static electricity and drives me crazy. But yeah, no matter, people say, get your hair cut short and it won't look so thin. No. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna. You know how people keep saying, if you watch people in their lives, they keep saying that YouTube like unsubscribes them or unrings bells and stuff.
Yeah.
I swear that has to have happened because I just when I was coming on here, it said subscribe, like I wasn't subscribed to the Porch Church Network.
Well, I didn't get the notification until, let me see.
And I'm like, what the heck? I always got the notifications and popped right on, and all of a sudden today I didn't get and I realize now I didn't get any of the notifications. So I wasn't blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I have resubscribed and re-rang the bell, but
Well,
YouTube is acting crazy.
it is.
yeah, I mean, and you know what, CC? I had that old iron in there. All I need to do is heat that iron up, or just put it. I'm trying to lay them out, maybe under books and stuff to stretch them out. But I'm trying to think who I gave that pretty green leather one. Oh, I gave that to Trinity. I gave Tiffany one and Trinity one. Yeah, I had two real pretty ones made up. But that's what I'm doing as well, is repurposing bookmarks and give. I mean, I just try to put a touch of.
That is like a really, really great idea though, with all those, because nobody likes that ribbon stuff that they get in their jewelry jars. And if you could get a handful of people to send the ribbon stuff to you,
Especially
that
leather.
I mean, as long as you wash it, like you said, you wash it out by hand anyway.
Yeah.
And
it stretches it out even more when it's that way. But yeah, I just try to do stuff like that, sort of like with my to blow dry it. But with my God jars, the jewelry that I hang, like, I use a lot of stretchy bracelets in pretty colors because a lot of people don't like stretchy bracelets. So I use it to enhance it. And jewelry, I find a piece of throwback. I call it throwback again. I should call it recycled or repurposed jewelry. I add it to my to the jewelry. I mean, to the God jars.
I love stretchy bracelets, or I should say I did, but I had this really beautiful, like old, very vintage one that I had gotten at a church sale when I was a little girl, and I'd had it forever, and it was like silver toned and black, and it never got like, I did keep it clean and stuff, and so it didn't look bad, and it didn't really look that worn because I don't wear a lot of jewelry, but just like that was like one bracelet I always wore for dressing up. And when I went to go to my best friend's funeral, and I was getting dressed, and I went to put on that black and silver stretchy bracelet, and those beads busted all over my bedroom, and I sat right down where I was and bawled.
Oh,
My husband's like, "What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?" Like, you can't do anything. It's gone now.
no.
But every time I vacuum my bedroom, I'm still vacuuming out beads. I don't know where they're coming from now. But I thought I had picked them all up. But now every time we vacuum in there, I still find another one.
When I had them all over the kitchen table, every time you turn around, there was beads in the floor, wasn't there, Casey? It was like
There were beads everywhere.
woo! It was like George Jar explosion.
Like stepping on, was it like stepping on Legos?
I don't know.
Probably is. Step on one of them little beads. My foot, because of my nerve problem, my left foot is so sensitive that I have to wear slippers in the house and everywhere, something on my feet, because if I step on even the littlest thing, it will send me right through the roof, and then it's painful the rest of the whole day. It's so hypersensitive, which is just part of what I have.
Well, see, there's two kinds of neuropathy. There's the kind you can't feel anything, and then there's the kind
That burns.
yes, that's extra sensitive. Now, my feet cold makes my feet hurt where I could go out on my out here on the ramp and stand on, you know how a ramp, a wooden ramp will heat up during the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that now. It feels good to my feet. Cold hurts my feet.
Yeah, cold is that's the problem, which is why that's why Wright and I moved down to Georgia for a couple of years, was because my pain doctor, who is amazing, um, said you need to really think about going where it's warmer. And I did do better in Georgia, but all of my grandbabies are up here, and I just can't live that far away from them.
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted them to know who I am, and I want them to be able to pop in at Nana's house, Nylons over the tube. Why didn't I think about that?
I know.
Duh.
Um,
I'm gonna do that this afternoon with one of those little crevice devices around all the nooks and crannies. Because our bed, you can't move our bed. It's got the big 8 drawers underneath our bed, so you can't move my bed. And I'm not strong enough to move the dressers, so I have some little nooks and crannies. I'm gonna put a nylon over the nook and cranny device and vacuum my bedroom today and see if I find the rest of them.
yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that either. See, like right now, I have three different. What are you doing? Is that the jar?
Yeah.
I have three different stretchy bracelets in there on my curtains. So it's like 3-panel curtains in my bedroom. And that's what I do. I just roll up a stretchy bracelet on each one. Samwana, there's sometimes that with my arthritis in my hands, I was on here one time and I had something in my hands. It was a medallion. It's round and it's raised and it's metal. And I will work it in my hands. So I've been sitting here fiddling with this. But stretchy bracelets sometimes, Samwana, it does something to occupy, have
It's like fidget spinners.
yeah, for what they call that now. I just started back wearing jewelry. Casey remembers when my earrings matched my rings.
That's sad, Lynn.
I used to love to do that. And then, what was the point? But then it got to where now sometimes in the morning, I might go in there and, put on some earrings and put on some jewelry just because, or just going to mom's yesterday, I put on I like the stretchy rings too, you guys. You know, the ones that, like I said, a lot of people don't like, but they're the big, they'll be big and gaudy, and
Mm-hmm.
they got the little stretchy band on them. I like those.
Is Kimmy still in here?
She better be. She might be went in. Oh no.
Oh my goodness. See, no wonder you. Yeah, that would be crazy.
3 pounds of beads.
3 pounds of beads all over. Oh my goodness.
And guess what? I guarantee a year from now, my dog in there, she would find some loose beads. But this, I know everybody's probably thinking, is my channel just extended into the Bible thing? But you guys,
It's just a wake up, get some of us in the right frame of mind between waking up and Bible study. Where we can just have a good laugh, and then we can, and not that you can't laugh at church. I'm not even trying to say that, but it gives us a chance to just chat and be girls, especially, and then we're ready to settle down and go to church.
yeah. Yeah, I guess fibro is what got me too, Samwana.
Mine is called reflex sympathetic dystrophy, but it acts a lot like fibromyalgia, but it is a burning pain, which I know fibromyalgia, like you said, can be either way, but mine is definitely, but it also has the hypersensitivity. Like even if somebody touches my leg, it's painful. And it will, like, if I could tell you where somebody touched my leg yesterday because it hurts for a day.
Do you bruise easy?
Yeah, but
All over my legs, and I'm like, really? What did I do here or here?
yeah, exactly. And then my legs, my feet get different colors and it atrophies. Like I have my left leg is several, I would say 2 or 3 inches. My left calf is at least 2 or 3 inches smaller around than my right calf, and it is noticeable when I wear shorts. You can tell the difference in my legs. I mean, like even someone who doesn't know me would notice that my left leg doesn't have any muscle really. My right one does.
I fell skating when I was like 9. Back when they, either way, when you fall when you had a skating rink, it's gonna hurt. But it was at a wooden skating rink, and me and some bigger boy, we collided, and I landed my the front of my calf, like the front part muscle, it hit on that skate, and I had a humongous bruise. Well, that leg has always hurt me in that spot, and I finally asked the doctor about it, and it's like it has, some spider veins, and he told me that it doesn't get the blood flow now, but there's nothing to do about it. So even when I got down real skinny, that there would always be that swelled place up under the knee, but in the front of my calf, not the back of the calf, but does that make sense? At the front.
Yep.
So,
Do you get, with fibromyalgia, do you get just like swelling for no reason or color change or anything like that? Because that's part of mine where like one day my leg is fine and the next day it's like a balloon and I can't only wear certain shoes, or it gets like all mottled and purpley, my whole leg does.
yeah. And now my hands, Casey, Anita, what link are you talking about? The link for this?
It's up at the top of the chat, Anita, but I don't know how to pull it down.
Let me see if I can get it. But I have a weird thing that I forget. See, I'm trying to go to the Let me see if I can go top chat. All right. I forget and I touch stuff that
Oh my goodness, Sanwana.
I touch stuff that's hot and I forget. Anita, just 1 second.
I'll see if I can copy it. Hang on.
Yeah. But I touch things. Yeah. Now I have the big fur baby, so I know where some of the inner thigh bruises come from. But my doctor said it's from taking, because of rheumatoid. I've been on what do you call it? Anti-inflammation.
Anti-inflammatories. I'm on, yeah.
And
I
so,
still am on, and I still can't.
so they said that's what it's from, and it makes sense, So I've been on those since I've turned 40. And I also asked why my skin from my wrist to my elbow, just on the top, is like dry. And it's on both arms, only in one spot. And she said it's the anti-inflammatory. Okay, just a second, Anita. But I forget sometimes, and I will go into if I try to get something from the stove, like toast or something, I go to reach for the pan and I forget,
Yeah.
I think. Or if I'm washing my hands in the sink, it feels fine to me, but somebody else comes up and says, "Oh my gosh, I tried to burn their hands off." And
Right.
I take a shower in just hot water, and everybody says the water temperature is fine. It's just me.
I'm trying to find it from all the different.
See, I
Oh
get
my goodness.
on it. But I just want everybody to know. Hey, Bubba, I can't find the link now. I need it once. The hangout? I'm not in the hangout. Okay. Okay, let me do it from Casey's. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Okay. All right. And you guys, I don't, there it is. Okay, there you go, Anita.
Oh, you did it.
You guys,
did it. You did it.
Casey has like 3 different screens, and he's able to make things jump from screen to screen. And he has all these browsers open.
Now I lost my chat.
And his writing is so small.
Casey's like brilliant on these computers. He can do 50 things all at the same time.
And see mine, I need to get me another laptop. Is what it is. Oh, that red finally calmed its tail down. There's our love.
Hello.
See,
Hi.
Hi, ladies. How are you guys? Okay.
we are fine. Did you know who I was talking about when I said your eyes were like Sophia Loren?
Yeah, I know. I've seen some of her movies.
Oh, Beautiful, beautiful woman.
There we go. Now I have the chat. I'm just doing my makeup. My sister went to get a few things from the drugstore and come back. We're going to go out to lunch together with, while we're waiting for RP to come too. My sister lives in San Francisco, so she comes maybe once every 3 months or once every 2 months is when we see her.
Mm-hmm.
So she was here for Mother's Day, and she's going to be staying a whole week this time.
Aw.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard though. You and your sister were so funny. And I love watching your videos anyway. I love your accent. But oh my goodness. You
I
guys
know,
were I was laughing so hard.
because she was bound and determined for you to put on blush and for you to make your eyebrows bigger. But you see, my eyebrows they are like
yeah, mine are like that too. I mean, I don't pluck them or anything. They're just thin.
Yeah. I think I overplucked mine when I was younger, and that's why they don't.
Yeah, my mom did that, where they don't come back anymore.
Yep.
She plucked them so much that, I don't know what happened to them, that they're not coming out anymore. She finally went and had them tattooed.
Oh, see.
Oh.
My mess up.
Yeah.
And then I used the spider mascara this morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot why I stopped using that mascara. It looks like spider legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, some people actually do it that way, where they have this mascara where it's like fibers, where it sticks to your eyelashes, and then you put the mascara on.
Uh-huh.
RP uses that one, where she puts fibers on her eyelashes.
Yeah.
I just put the lashes on.
And I can't I've never been able to use false eyelashes. I just, but
yeah, for me, it's easier have you tried the magnetic ones? I haven't tried those ones.
I saw that on Steve and Steph.
Yeah.
Steph keeps saying she's going to put them on Steve, and I'm thinking maybe I could do that, because the magnetic, at least I wouldn't be like sticking glue in my eye if I miss.
Yeah, I've never tried the magnetic ones, but I'm thinking about getting one and seeing how they are. I keep thinking that magnetic means they're gonna either be crooked or.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't sound right, magnetic. It's like it's gonna look very unnatural, is what's probably gonna happen. So I go ahead. Right now I'm just sticking to just the regular ones that you put like a little bit of glue, and mine stick really fast. Like both my sisters, they don't use the false eyelashes. They just use fibers or mascara.
Oh my goodness.
We'll go every now and then and get yours dyed, or what do you have done?
Mm-hmm. I'll have my eyebrows and eyelashes tinted.
Tinted? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I want to try it. Like my mom's eyebrows, she had the tattoo done, where I don't know what it's called, where it looks like, they do it like one by one by one. So it looks like, I forgot what that technique was called. But
Gianna.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I know, I saw it on YouTube, and I even watched the YouTube video on it.
It's not like it's painted. It looks like an actual, strands.
Yeah, they take like this little scalpel thing and they cut little hairs into
and
then they pack it full of dye. What is that called? It's
oh, hush, Gina.
I know what you're talking about, Anita, and I cannot think of.
Me too, my brain just stopped.
Thank you, San Juana.
Microblade, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, you know what tomorrow is?
What is it?
Tomorrow is, what is it, Casey?
Tuesday.
What do you call it? Art
Therapy Tuesday.
Yeah, Anita, I don't know. Tuesdays for the Bible study is Art Therapy Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So whatever that you like doing, and just come on. I
like just sitting here and talking to you guys, so I have no artistic ability.
Well, good. Then you can watch the chat for us.
Well, maybe one day I can come on or make a video about how I make crowns, and I sell crowns also. Maybe I can do one of my crowns and put it on your
that'd be beautiful. Yeah.
I can do video. Yeah, I make crowns.
on this channel now.
Mhm.
Like you could be sitting there, get one of your crowns out and be doing one of your crowns.
Yeah.
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 Good idea. Yeah.
I have to take this call, you guys. I'm sorry.
And Casey started a painting and I did a God jar
Hello?
while we all three did something different.
Yeah.
It was still of an artistic way. Oh, Mama, wait.
Oh my God, that's so
My
odd.
mom did a drawing, didn't she?
Kim,
Yeah.
I think did the paint pour. Was it Kim?
Mhm.
And then
That looked
Jennifer, while we were in there,
nice.
Jennifer was doing drawing.
Yeah.
She put it on my crafting thing
Yeah.
to show. So we all were doing it. And then
Yeah.
Kimmy sang and Casey was singing.
That's the
And
computer
Mama
trying to
was
go
singing.
outside.
Nobody
Yeah.
heard Mama, but I heard Mama, and it was just my husband. He told me later. He said, "I sure did enjoy church today." He said it just made my heart feel good.
Really?
So, you know, you make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and
Mhm.
and there's different ways I feel like we can serve Him
Yes.
and still get the word out. See, and that's not the end of your good days, Miss Kimmy. I know where you at. I'm sure you got your address. Don't make me come knocking on your door.
Right.
Wait. Who was it? Was it you, Kimmy, that told somebody, "Oh, don't come knocking on my door. I will." You said something that I could see you going all. What did she say, Casey? Spider monkey.
Spider-Man.
She done jump spider monkey on me if I knocked on her. Knocked on her door.
Don't knock on Gina's door. She'll go full Super Mario.
No, I give her a heads up before I come over.
Mhm.
And Gianna, I want to see Gianna's hummingbird beating.
Beating?
Yeah, she, Gianna does hand beating, with like beats. and then she said that she's done some beating of hummingbirds
Uh-huh.
because somebody did shared I don't know what it was to all the moms, I think, but it was real pretty, had flowers and hummingbirds on it.
Yeah.
The hummingbirds was one of the first birds that I could just freehand and not have to look at.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine loved my hummingbird, so she had me come and do the trellis stencil. Well, I had to paint her whole kitchen and paint her living room from paneling to a pretty light greenish blue. Then I had to all across the top of her ceiling. I've got pictures of it. I did white trellis, or what is it we have out here? It's not trellis. What is it?
Lattice.
White lattice. Then I did like vines in and out of it, and I freehanded hummingbirds. So that's the thing I used to do. Now that was when I was in my 30s. I was still climbing ladders and painting and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I might have to do a picture of
a hummingbird.
yeah, I might have to do a painting of a hummingbird. Mama, we got her hummingbird on the back of her door.
She did that one, I think, at Sips and Strokes.
She did. But yeah, I did the God jar I'm mailing out today while I was sitting there on live. And then when I look back, I'm like, well, at least she really couldn't tell what I was making. So it will be a surprise.
Yeah. Now she's asking me what I want from there.
See, Gianna said hummingbirds with
Mhm.
glories.
Yeah.
I do a lot of what is it, Casey? Wisteria.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those. I love those. The wisteria plants.
Yeah, and I have
Mhm.
around here it grows like kudzu and takes over.
Mhm.
But I had a stencil because I used to use a lot of
Mhm.
stenciling, but I still have it, a stencil of wisteria. So it was so easy to do first the lattice, then the wisteria hanging down,
Mhm.
and do the hummingbirds freehand.
Yeah, I love those. Like I don't know if you've seen Desperate Housewives where they have them hanging all over in front of their houses. The wisteria plants.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
if you train it, if you have it, keep it cut back. It's
Yeah.
very pretty. I had it at the daycare.
Mhm.
I had two of them where they came up, and I had a metal rod the way it was built a certain way.
Yeah.
But over time, when I tell you that wisteria twisted it up in such a weird angle, remember that, Casey? They said you never want wisteria anywhere close to your fence.
Mhm.
Not
Because
a
it'll pull it
chain
down.
link. Yeah, it will destroy. It will pull a chain link and twist it up. But it's beautiful, and I love the way it smells.
And they come in different colors, right? The wisterias.
I've seen like the ones that we have around here are purple, but
Purple.
I've seen them white before.
Yeah, white, lavender, purple, like a deeper lavender color.
Yeah.
I think it might be in a pinkish color.
Like the pastel colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. The strokes. Mhm.
But you know, we all have a talent, and I don't know if Tracy had to go smoke. I don't know if she's back yet, but we all have our talent.
Yeah, we all have something that we do.
I'm good at napping.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always something that somebody does, to keep them busy or to keep their mind busy or something that, relieves their stress. Like me, when I make the crowns, not only do I make money selling them, but it really helps me with my stress. It calms me down. I have fun doing it. It's kind of like a craft project for me.
Yeah, that's why
Mhm.
uh, with Casey, and maybe when they April started bringing those jewelry jars or the box, the humongous box of
Uh-huh.
jewelry for me to go through that took me months to go through that box.
Wow.
That gave me, I think that did start bringing me out of the bedroom, and I'd sit at the kitchen table and
Mhm.
sort through
Mhm.
it all.
Yeah.
And that started the doing the God jars because Casey's the one that called it that.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Yeah, I have mine here on the table under the TV. I have only two little pieces of paper in there. I haven't added any more. Goodness, that's good. I haven't added anything in there. So yeah, but there's the one that says anxiety is still in there. I still haven't removed it because I still have it.
so CC's auction. So you're hosting CC's Kimmy?
I'll guide everyone to head direction. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Kim is gonna host the. She's gonna be the auctioneer.
For CC, I am live this week in our Sunday. So it'll be okay. Then I'll get a notification because I get your no, Darlene. Okay, I'm off base. Okay.
Oh, she's talking about Sunday's show. Okay, Sunday I'm gonna be her guest on her show.
She said she's
Uh-huh.
not hosting it, she's boosting it, meaning she's gonna
Oh.
advertise it.
Yeah. I will too.
Okay, so your Sunday show is you and Pat D's, and then you have a guest on. Got you. Yeah,
I'm the guest.
because I watched some of that this morning. I caught some of it of you guys from yesterday.
Mhm.
Oh, wait. So he's going to be an auctioneer Sunday?
I will be the auctioneer.
Well, I will too. So Cece, is she going to be on Dwayne's channel? Okay.
Oh, she says she's going to advertise CC all week. Okay.
Yeah, I have some to go back and watch.
Mhm. So is this going to be on the MSP or just on CC's channel?
Is she, do you know, Casey, if she's going to be on MSP auction?
I think Kim knows. Kim, is that for the MSP or is it for her channel?
Hi, Joanna.
Hi, Johanna.
Hi.
So yes, plug away.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't see who's upcoming for next week.
We're getting the spoiler then.
See, that you just needed to come in. That
Yeah.
you needed to see your face. And
Give me a
Jennifer,
second.
get ready for
Kim-
tomorrow. I know you do your therapy too, I think on Tuesdays. But we're gonna do it again if you want to come on live with us.
Kim's saying that she's gonna come on.
And Miss Tracy done went in to smoke, and she's MIA.
I wonder how many people we can have on the panel every per Google Chat.
Well, heck,
Is there a limit?
on there the night that was for the birthday party. There was a whole
Yeah, there was.
Mm.
I didn't count how many was on there. I wonder. Like, let's see, 1, 2.
heck, there was probably,
I think 10.
yeah, I was about to say.
It looks like 10 spaces.
Karen, you see him steady working. You see the look on his face. That's him steady working.
Mhm,
Hey, Cece. Cece's back.
mhm.
Gina, I don't have the Golden Girl DVDs.
You got the game.
Yeah, I have the game, but I used to have the DVDs. I don't know what I did with them. But we are about to have to leave. We've got to go to the
Kimmy's
post
about to jump on.
office.
Kimmy's about to come on and explain. Anita, I swear I was doing my eyes the other day. I was talking about you. I was doing my eye makeup and I was talking to myself as I was doing it.
Uh-huh.
And then I thought of your sister, you know, her lining her lips.
Yeah, she always does.
And nobody should wear red lipstick. And I'm like, she just put on red. And then she took it off. And I go,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
she put red lipstick on and she says, you guys don't look right with the red lipstick. And I wiped it on and wiped it off.
No, well, with a red lipstick, usually people like wear it with fuller lips, and then it depends on their skin tone too. Like, like I know, like if you have really thin lips, it would look kind of weird wearing red lipstick. So yeah, I don't wear red lipstick that often. I'm usually more into the light pinks and the nude colors. And every time she says, "Oh my God, go put some makeup on, or take some off, or this, or yeah."
Bronze,
Hey,
I
hi, Kimmy.
Oh,
Hi,
hello.
Kimmy.
All right, you convinced me. Well, just because there's a whole mix up on what is going on Sunday, so I want to make sure that it's a little clear. I don't have my chat up yet, but yes, hi, friends. I'm having a really bad day, but that's all right. I'm in a good place.
Yeah, we're having a good and bad day. We're making it good.
The YouTube life
Yeah,
is hard.
it is.
Tell you, it is.
with Sharpie. No, you guys, I had some red lip stain when my hair was blonde that looked real good on me, didn't Casey?
Mhm.
I never could find it. So I took a red Sharpie and I thought, well, maybe that's the same color. And I did Sharpie my lips. But then the smell of it, I can't do, sometimes Kevin uses hand sanitizer and it affects me, the smell of it. But when I tell you that Sharpie was too close to my nose to be smelling that.
Oh my goodness.
And it didn't work the same. So I've never used Sharpie on my lipstick.
No. Just you. This I like this brand. I always get this brand of makeup because the colors, they're really good. They last long and they stay on, and they don't wipe off.
All right, Kimmy, you didn't want your ugly cry. Now here's my ugly cry on the internet.
Uh-oh.
Why you ugly crying? What's wrong, friend?
What's wrong?
I love you, Tracy.
I love you guys too.
Well, I wish I could hug you.
What happened, Tracy?
Did you get
What
bad?
happened?
I just, no, I just got that phone call about my pain doctor wants me to go see a grief therapist. Obviously, I need it.
Yeah. It's okay to see a therapist. I'm still seeing one. After my surgery, I was seeing one 3 times a week, and then eventually it became to 2. Now she comes every 2 weeks. It's sometimes that we do need the therapy, and it's not a bad thing to accept that help. Yeah.
And that's what my doctor said.
Yeah.
It was my best friend, and everybody in my family knows her, and so it's hard for like people in my family can't be objective because she was like a part of our family.
Yeah.
I had to step away, Tracy, and actually see. I never have been to, a counselor. I lost 2 brothers, but when my brother ended up with cancer, and they offered free where I work grief counseling, then I went.
Yeah.
It really did help.
It does. It does.
Yep, I'm always pro advocate for getting the help. I am never ashamed to tell people that I have seen therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists.
I was in the loony bin for 2 days.
Well, we all need help. I think that it's good to get an outside sort of opinion, and also you feel more like you can speak a little freer.
Yes.
You're not close to your family, your friends like that, but there's still that kind of like they're judging me in a way, and it's hard to do that with some of your families. So it's good. It'll benefit you. It'll be hard. It's never easy to go through because you got to talk about stuff that you don't necessarily want to talk about. But in the end, like I'm so glad that I have done that because I've learned a lot of techniques, coping techniques.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for therapy, I'd probably be laying in bed, never getting out of bed.
Well, that's why I was in the loony bin for 2 days. They made the best freaking no-bake cookies on the planet, by the way, at that loony bin. I was there for inpatient for 2 days, and then I did a 2-week intensive outpatient after my diagnosis with RSD because I was so angry that we were losing I was the major breadwinner in my family before I got this disease. And then I felt like I really was letting my whole family down, and my husband had to step up to the plate and all that stuff, and it wasn't fair. And I was really angry. And so I went to therapy then, but I obviously, as you can tell, need.
Yeah, I was too. I was angry with myself. I was angry with God, with everybody. Everybody. Right. And the therapy really did help me. It did.
Did you two see that my mom for Mother's Day gave me this necklace? It has a heart and an angel wing and my birthstone, which is also my best friend's birthstone. And it says that your wings were ready, but my heart was not.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I know.
Tracy, I love you.
I love you too, Kimmy.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. And I'm really grateful to actually Darlene, because I probably wouldn't have gotten, well, I might have. I mean, our paths probably would have crossed eventually. Yeah, but it's nice to see you.
I know. I was
camera, though, and Darlene, I think, helped you a lot with that.
Oh,
kind of
she did.
part.
She did.
It's wonderful to see you, and you can get to know, people a little better. And I'm blessed. I am blessed.
How close was that school, Kimmy, to your kids' school?
Right. So Denver is really, really big, wide, and there's a lot of suburbs or little, edge cities, towns. Yeah. So it was like 45 minutes away. It wasn't close. Okay. It was, though, in one of the nicest areas of town.
Really?
That second school shooting. I mean, everybody always assumes that it's like, right now, for example, I live in the ghetto. I mean, I try to be ghetto fabulous, but you can only do so much. I haven't always lived here, but right. For now, that's where I live. It's what we can do. But I never hear about crazy things like that here. It's always in the really, really nice
Isn't
parts.
that odd?
Yeah.
That's odd. But I have to tell you, Kimmy, I was like so panicked and like searching every live feed to see if you were in the chat, because I was so freaked out that might have happened at your kid's school, that I was like, I need to make sure Kimmy's okay.
Mm-hmm. So I technically live, just so y'all know, I live in Commerce City, which is just on the edge of Denver. Like, I could walk to the technical edge of Denver. But yeah, I live in
remember that. Commerce City. I'm going to write that down.
Commerce City. That is where I live.
Because I'm not kidding. My husband's like, you can't do anything about it. And I'm like, I can pray.
Right? It's scary. I mean, it's scary because the kids get scared whenever they hear something like that. And my kids don't go to a public school either. They go to a charter school here. Not that that makes a huge difference, but there's a reason why I chose that specific school. Not only for that, like they're pro uniform,
right?
Which I think is awesome. Makes less for kids to have to worry about, less bullying and all that kind of thing. Right. I think.
Right.
And stop.
And then
like a cat on the side of the couch. It was weird. Yeah, and then also they're a lot stricter about who comes in and out and through, and they're good. Like my daughter's school, there's cameras like everywhere in that entire school. And when there was a bullying situation that happened to my daughter, and I got my mom walk on. I was like, we ain't doing this. Nobody's gonna be mean to her. Yeah, so to the school, and she even knew. She's like, oh boy, when I start walking like that, anybody who knows me knows that, like, just I'm on a mission. Do not interrupt my power walk. I'm angry. No, so I went to the school and I told them, and they actually followed her around via camera to make sure that nobody was bothering her. And I thought that was really awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Effort to do that, because she is, she's like Anita, being a triple threat. That's what I called Anita. She's beautiful. She's super smart. Yeah. And she's got a great personality. And people, for some reason, girls especially hate others. I don't like to use the word hate, but they want to put you down.
Right.
So she dealt with that, and girls have been really mean to my daughter.
Mine too. She was getting pushed by a bully in school every day. She would go and this girl would push her. And one time she fell and she injured her knee. And it was
Aw.
already when I went to school. I was doing that power walk too.
Oh yeah, like don't mess with my
I
kids.
sat there. I sat there until they called that girl's parents.
Yeah, they should. I mean, I sometimes wonder. I always try to tell my daughter,
Yeah.
you know, my kids, like people who are like that obviously don't have the kind of things that my kids have. You have that loving family, and they're taking it out. They want attention, but they're doing it in a negative way.
Yeah.
And they're bringing you down to their level because they sort of feel sorry for themselves. And so I try to explain to my kids to always be open-minded about that, but don't let people trample on you, you know,
Right.
in the process.
Not when they're physically harming you.
Oh yeah, that's not. My son, literally, they have a no
Yeah.
touching policy in the school, but last year, the year before, there was a kid who pushed him, and he just nonchalantly was like, "I punched him in his face, Mom. He touched me. I punched him in his face." So,
Yeah.
I mean, he got in trouble for it because he wasn't supposed to put his hands back. But
Yeah, but there's a time when somebody crosses your bubble. There's time.
yeah, I'll come at you like a spider monkey. Don't play me.
Yeah, leave me alone, right?
So can I clear up what's going on Sunday here? Since we
Yes, please.
Okay, so Sunday we're doing our usual Sunday show. It is going to eventually change for summer hours to not be on Sundays. But Anita is my guest this week, and so it's actually technically my first guest on that show. Now that is 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 6 p.m. Central. I'm pretty sure that CC's auction. I know it's on Jewelry Nurse's channel. I think it starts at the same time, but it should be. I mean, it's an auction. It's not going to end in 20 minutes. Our show never goes past an hour. I am going to push for people to head that direction because I love that the community has come together. And CC is so deserving. I know that she needs help and stuff like that. And so I think it's a beautiful opportunity to sort of push that and hopefully get all those people to head that direction. But I'm really excited to have
Yay!
on. Yeah.
I love Anita's voice.
I know, right? I need to send you that out or those questions, which I do have. I just haven't sent it to you yet. So.
I told my kids to walk away.
But you guys, you know, I felt like at this time, you know, maybe we did need to do with the church part, open it up and because I do the talk thing in the mornings. But I told Casey, I said, you know, get some input from some of the people that's in our church, you know, that comes here and you know, like with Tracy, you know, I think we need to help each other when we're hurting and
we all go through it. We all have things common.
I'm telling you though, seriously, when I had always been like a person who went on YouTube and would watch different videos willy-nilly. And so when my best friend died, I was like locked myself in my room practically for a month. And that's when I found all of you guys, and you guys literally saved my life because I really was like wondering why I was even still left on this earth.
Bless your heart, Tracy.
Well, see, Tracy, of all things, I think I always, when I see somebody new on somebody else's channel, I try to give love, you know, and then when I saw you had a video up, for some reason, you know, I just stopped and watched your video of all, you know.
Was that the Goodwill and the lady banging me with their cart video?
Yes. And I left you a comment. And
that wicked lady.
And I left you a comment. I said, no matter where you go, there are always rude people.
That's for sure.
Sure
And-
is.
And whether you live up north, out west, no matter where you're from, there, people can be just rude. And, and that's why I told you. And I thought, oh my goodness, here's this woman. No, we might not look like anything's wrong with us, but that's like right now, I feel like I've been lifting weights with my shoulders,
Yeah.
my arms.
But that was the whole thing. I was like, my aunt had a cart. I didn't even have a cart with me. I was walking with my cane, and the lady was running into me.
Oh, wow. So
yeah, I'm like, woman, and I said, you can get around me. I mean, it's not like I weigh 700 pounds and take up the whole dang aisle. Like, you can get around me. She's like, well, I'm trying to look. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to look too.
Yeah.
That's the video I came across, and I think, like I came across Kimmy and Destiny from Kelly, and I forget how I come to Kelly, but it's all been a transition.
Yeah.
And that's like, and Miss Anita, you've got 1 million followers.
Well, yeah, I was watching, I think I started watching some of the jewelry unjarrings, and that's how I found Anita's channel, because I would watch random jewelry unjarrings. And so then I was watching all of those, and then I felt really bad because I am on a fixed income and I only bring a certain amount into this household. So I don't feel right on bidding in any of the auctions and spending money that we don't have to spend. So then I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't even be on there. And then I thought, nobody has said you can't come and watch if you don't buy something.
Yeah, watching time still counts too. I think it's awesome to still be supportive, even if you can't.
Yeah. And then I came over and met Darlene and Kimmy and all you guys. And then that makes me feel so much more comfortable, because then it's like, you know what? It is okay if I just watch.
I forget who I was on one night, and I said, well, wait, I don't buy anything. Does this make me a troll?
No.
They laughed at me. Well, no, because Casey got involved because of April. So then the first ones I watched was, of course, Cindy and Angie, and it kind of went from there. And then now I've met more of the resellers that aren't so much, say, jewelry, but the NASCAR man and some more. So I've enjoyed getting different inputs. Like Adam has so much knowledge, and everybody shares.
Yep. But that's true. That's how it's like. I started out in one little area, but now I feel like I have friends in every area. And I've even back in the old days where people used to get hung up down some chat room hole and bad things happened, and a lot of families were broken up about it. So I've always been so honest and upfront with my husband, and I'm always like, these people do their work out of their home, so they don't see other outside people necessarily all day either. And I said, it's just kind of nice to be able to talk to other people who are sitting at home during the day when you guys are all at work.
I am so grateful that YouTube is hard, but I'm definitely grateful for the community, because it's so many times person to person, like people who are actually here. I can't name a whole lot of people that don't look at me crazy-eyed when I tell them that I make a living off of selling other, stuff I pull out of a dumpster or thrift store finds or whatever it is. They look at me like, okay, yeah, you're crazy. So it's nice to be able to. And then not even just that, but it's also I have a lot of anxiety issues. I was in a really bad relationship, which I still sort of struggle with that, being scared, because there's still sort of a constant involving in sort of a circle of this person. And I was at one point not leaving my house unless it was to drop my kids off and then come immediately home. A gas a tank of gas will last me weeks and weeks and weeks because, my
Yeah.
kid's school is 30 seconds away. So it's cool to kind of get to be, myself again, without having to, and I'm not saying you should be a hermit, your whole life, but
Right.
to meet like-minded people and to have friends and to talk, to just, it's nice to not be alone and not to have to dabble out in the world necessarily. And we can just, I've learned so many things from YouTube about jewelry, about other countries,
I
about
know.
food, like some of the food channels I watch. I'm all, I watched one the other day. And it was in another language, and I don't mind watching certain videos if it's in another language, but he's like cooking up some fish heads. And I'm all, what?
So
It's a normal meal.
Yeah, there's so much variety of things that we learn on YouTube. So.
Yeah, right. I know. I've learned all kinds of things.
I'm like as well. When Mama used to the chats, I never learned how to go in these chat rooms. Well, she told me one time, but I learned real quick.
Yeah.
That somebody would ping me to come to, a little side thing, and they'd be like, want to know this, and I'm like, what's that mean?
Right.
And I asked Mama, and she said, oh, they're asking this, these personal questions. I'm So no.
That's what I love about this on YouTube is that you can do I feel like by watching even Anita's this is the first time I've been in in the same live chat with Anita like this, but it's I still feel like I know her and know that I could trust you because I've watched your videos and I've watched your unjarrings, and people in their videos they talk about parts of your life. It's just because that's your life, that's who you are, and so it's not where you're hiding behind how some people catfishing thing where they can hide behind something that they're not. I feel like it's more genuine.
Yes, this is who we really are. Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of people on YouTube who are well at putting on a persona. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sure.
I do love, there are those like you guys here on the panel, and also a bunch of people even in the chat that you could tell, you watch them enough and you could see that they're genuine, good.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
They're the same person. They're the same person off camera.
Well, it's easy to feel like that, because then what if you do run into somebody off camera? Like I'd rather just be myself, and I don't put. There are some things that I don't put all over YouTube, and that's just my thing. I'm not saying that it's bad for anybody to do it, but I don't. I'm having a bad day today, but I won't make my whole entire thing a hugely negative vibe. It goes to the more of a support thing if I'm venting or having a hard day, just like you just did, Tracy. Being
exactly.
A friend
and
thing.
I'm feeling better because I came back in and said, okay, I'm going to just go back in and talk to these guys because
and you'll be better, and it'll get
my
better.
mind. But now I'm already feeling better just talking, which is how this all started in the first place with me.
And it takes time. It'll get even more better and better as time goes by. It takes time.
And
mine took a long time.
When we sent you God jar,
do
you know I did not know that your son was autistic?
No.
And come to find out, Casey, he tied that meshy looking ribbon thing around it that I didn't even realize he did until you showed it. And come to find out, that is the color of ribbon for autism. So what is, God will reach out, or he uses a person in different ways. And I'm not saying I'm this super great person. I'm just saying
you're a good listener though, Darlene, and sometimes that's all people need.
So what about the aspect of things we don't know that he sets in motion?
Right.
Because I did not know those things about until after. I do make notations of things, so that way to get a feeling of somebody before, you know, I send something out. I want that feeling with them, but I sure didn't know, in case he didn't know either. He just happened to, you know, tie that ribbon.
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, this is Porch Church. I did read some scripture this morning, you know, God's grace. You know, would any of us be sitting here at this time of the day talking about God's grace if there was no such thing?
Right. Right.
That's
So,
what keeps me sane sometimes, is to actually sing all the songs that I learned in church. When I'm really, really bad, if I'm humming a gospel song, honestly, it's better if you just stay away till I'm not. Because I'm like, it just kind of gets me. I never like to say.
Just recenters you.
You know, don't ever make a permanent decision on a temporary emotion. And I say that a lot, but it's more so like, you know, when you're mad at somebody, you say all these awful things to them.
Yeah.
You should just take a minute to,
That
you know,
was the one thing,
reel
Kimmy.
yourself back in a little bit and read. You know,
That was the thing that I learned the most about being in the loony bin and doing the whole thing. And the anger that I had was over being diagnosed with a disease that had no cure, only a treatment. And I was just angry. I was angry at the whole world. Like, well, why me? Why does this happen to me? And then I couldn't work anymore. And, you know, and I was the whole main income for my family. And at the time when they told me I couldn't work anymore, my husband was only working as a temporary call-in as a janitor because he was home for the kids at the school. So we really didn't have an income at that point in time. And that was scary, and I was angry, and I totally forgot where I was going with that.
no.
Pray.
I learned to take a deep breath and not say anything in the middle of being angry, because that's when I say bad things.
Yeah, when we're in bad thoughts, or when we're feeling negative, we just like the computer, we need to refresh.
Yeah.
But you know, I say this house, you know, I don't know what would have happened if, say, me and Kevin were living, having to pay a house payment and all the utilities, if it was just he and I alone. Because, you know, it was enough. I mean, it was depressing that we finally, you know, had the money to trade in a car we had for 15 years, and she died on us. I called her Ford Expedition. I loved it. Kept it 15 years.
Well, I was like, I mean, I wasn't like we were wealthy because of my kids' friends thought we were, because I was the office manager / human resource manager at a car dealership. So I drove a brand new car every couple months because I was driving a demo off the new car lot.
Yep.
So their friends thought that we had money, and we had a nice house. We had a nice 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and my husband drove a nice vehicle. But when I got hurt and I got diagnosed, we lost all that. We lost the house. We lost the vehicle my husband drove. We had to file bankruptcy because I had $30,000 in medical bills, and I didn't have the $125,000 a year income that I had before I got sick. And, you know, it was a hard transition.
See, that was the same with us. We upgraded to a smaller truck. Then we upgraded to this real super beautiful big black truck. And I mean, you know, and I tried. I said, well, if we have this, then that will make me work. You know, I'll know we got to pay for this truck, you know.
Yeah.
But when it come to redoing my FMLA, he said, you know, Darlene, it's only getting worse. There's not enough. You only get 12 weeks FMLA, and you can't work that long. And it's like I twist and turn now because I've been sitting so long. But I honestly, there's no way every day I could go into work and sit in an office chair like this, or, you know, there's no way. And, you know, the doctors know that. It's like, it's hard to sitting telephonically in front of the judge when I finally got a hearing. And I was twisting and turning in that chair. Looking at me, you guys don't know that from my lower back going all the way down my feet right now, that it feels like a vibration, and it's not a good feeling. You know,
Right.
that
Right.
makes sense for anybody that has lower back problems,
Mhm.
or that by the time I go in there and lay, or my shoulders are killing me. I mean, to
Mhm.
just look at me, because unless I tell you, you guys know I'm like Kimmy. We do hand gestures, you know.
Right.
I do too.
Now my elbow,
It's hand dancing. I call that hand dancing.
Right.
you know, and somebody just looks at you. So to be denied because he really acted like it was drugs, and then we lost a vehicle, and I felt like it was my fault, and I cried a lot, and I looked at I looked down at my bed, and I'm having to fill out all this information about each drug I'm taking that I don't want to have to take.
Yeah.
And I'm looking down and I'm just crying. I'm crying over
Right.
all the paperwork, and I'm thinking, if I had the mental capacity to keep up with all this, I would be at a job. And
Right.
Casey has walked in there, and I'm trying to, you guys let me know what goes on because Casey's writing is this big. But you know, I went through that, Tracy, but my eye opener was when I think I've shared with some of you, is when my cousin asked me, had I ever done painted on a pregnant belly? And I'm like, a what? She said, on a pregnant belly. I said, well, I painted on about everything else. I face painted, you know, my kids.
Mhm.
I did. Kids would show up for prom and I'd do their makeup. Kids would show up at Halloween and I would do their makeup. So I painted about everything else.
Yeah.
So she said, well, a friend of mine, her daughter-in-law, the baby's not going to make it. And so they want her to do one of the pregnant bellies, how you see the women do the bellies painted now.
Mhm.
And I said, okay. And so I said, get her to send me a picture of what she wants. And it was a picture of a baby with angel wings. So I'm like, okay. And I really, really stressed over because I painted the canvas first, because I'm like, I really want to give her something to keep, something. So I
Mhm.
painted the canvas, and I was up, oh my gosh, I was up until about 2:00 in the morning, and I'd go in there and I'd say, Casey, does this look right? It's not, it don't look right to me. He said, Mama, it's perfect. Stop. It's perfect, Mom. Leave it alone. So I left it alone. The next morning, before I had to go and do the painting on the girl, I think I touched it up a couple more places, but I went outside for my dog to use the bathroom, and I'm standing there, and okay, I love you, Anita.
Love you, Anita. It was so nice to meet you in person. Thank you so much. I'm a huge fan.
And send kisses to Arpy.
Bye. Isn't she just?
I
love me some Anita.
I know.
She's amazing.
She is.
Moment
She was really one of the first channels I started following because I like her accent. Where is she? Where is her accent from?
She's Armenian, and we should have had her say something because it's pretty awesome. But yeah, she beautiful? She looks like she's got such unique features, like goddess type of
right
features.
That
I think
beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful, and her personality. Did you watch the video where she's trying to she's going through a bag of toys? I don't know why. I just found that so funny. I watched it, and then I watched it with my son, and he just thought it was too funny that she didn't know the characters, to all the cards.
Oh yes, I saw that.
She's so cute when she opens her bags, and she even with jewelry, and she's like, I don't know what this is, or she does
That's
know.
why I
what
liked
is.
it. And I always loved, like, her voice is really soothing to me because my
Okay.
mother-in-law, who I adored, she's been gone almost 20 years now. My mother-in-law, Ryan's mom, had a really super heavy accent. And in her later years, when she got sick before she died of cancer. In her later years, her accent got more and more heavy to the point where she was pretty much reverted back to speaking only Dutch. My Bright's family's Dutch. He and so I don't. It's sometimes it's just any foreign accent just is like soothing to me because she was always such a honest and truthful to a fault person, and I loved my mother-in-law for that. Loved her for that.
Mom, yeah, my mom yesterday. I told Casey, I said, now you see, Casey, why I talk so loud. I said, you know, in my family, there was us 6 kids, and then there would always be an uncle or 2 living with us, and then a lot of times my grandmom. And so we all would talk so loud.
I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. So there you go. That's the reason why I'm all I never got the chance. I have hardcore middle child syndrome so bad.
I'm a middle child too, Kimmy.
Oh my gosh, do you have middle child syndrome too?
Oh, hell yeah, I do, because I've got an older brother and sister, and they're 11 months apart, and then there's 3 years in me, and then 2 years, and then my little sister and little brother are like 18 months apart. So like they're close on both ends, and I'm just in the middle.
The awkward ones. No.
I'm like in the middle, like this in the middle, you know?
Yeah, I am. I'm in the middle too, and
but see, when you have 6, you'd think there'd be no middle child, but I really think because there was 3 years between my sister and brother, then there was 2 years between my brother and my sister before me, then 2 years between us, 2 years between my my other brother, and then 3 or 4 years between the last baby. So from my mom 17 to 30, she had 6 kids, but my other sister was quiet.
I was asking the chat how many siblings the rest of them all.
That's
cool to know. Like I didn't. That's kind of funny about. I guess I just didn't realize how we all kind of have a lot of siblings.
Yeah, exactly.
How many is that in total? You said you have how many, Darlene? 6?
There was 6 of us.
Okay, there's 7 of us. So right there.
And I'm one of 5.
That's a lot.
I'm one of 5, and my husband is one of 6. So we have come from big families.
What's funny, my mom had like 8 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
My dad just has sisters, and then it's like they have 3 of each.
Yeah.
So 3 girls, 3 boys. The 3 oldest were born out here in Alabama, and it's so weird. They have brown eyes. The 3 youngest of us were born in California, and we all have blue eyes. What that has to do with anything, I don't know. It's just weird.
You said you were so 3 of you have brown eyes, and you were born where?
The 3 youngest of us were born in California.
Okay, so you guys have 3, or you have blue eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the 3 oldest that were born here in Alabama, they all have brown eyes.
So I was actually born in California. Is that why I got blue eyes too?
It must be,
Maybe.
Timmy. I mean, if I had stayed out there, I might have been staying.
You have brown eyes.
and maybe I would have kept my blonde hair, maybe. Surfer chick. No, because I watched Jaws, and I wasn't, I told me now.
When is this? I know that Casey, where is Casey, by the way? I mean, I missed that part.
He slipped out and
is he going to have a party or something? He's just like, you guys take over the live today. I mean, does he realize who he's leaving it in the hands of? I'd be scared.
Yeah, no kidding. What is he? Fool?
he went and done I'm telling you, he was okay. Arkansas. CC's from Arkansas and has really blue eyes. He did the mailing. He had to go to the post office.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And he's doing the auction today with April at April's usual time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
what time is that?
Well, usually I see Cindy and April go live for my time. So I don't know if that's the same time because it's usually 5 Central. So I don't know. Is that
Is it going to be on YouTube? So I'm confused now about the whole thing.
Ooh, is it going to be Facebook? I don't know either. I can't watch the Facebook one. It's going to weird me out.
I get confused. And and
we'll have to ask Casey when he comes back.
Yeah. And he'll probably, I think he might show up. I'm looking, you guys. I squint. He might end up showing up at Gina's. Gina, if Casey shows up at your house, see if he's having the auction online.
Listen to laugh because here we are on his channel.
Trying to figure out what he's gonna do.
We got you. Casey, if you're watching, we got your back. I love you, my beautiful
Adam. Adam, see, I feel so special. We had.
Adam, I'm having a really bad day, Adam. Will you tell me a joke? I always tell Adam that anytime I have a bad day, I'm just going to tell him to tell me a joke. Adam, find me a joke. I'm having a bad day.
Uh-oh. Look, he done jumped off my channel, said you guys are too, I need uplifting.
Yeah, he always tells some little cheese funny joke. It makes me giggle because they're pretty cheesy, but that's what I love about him. They make me smile every time I see him. I'm like, all right, Adam.
Adam is smart though.
Adam is smart. I have the pleasure of being on his channel a few. I was nervous. I can't believe I'm admitting that now, but in case you're listening, Adam, I was more nervous to go on your show than I was on a lot of shows. And that's because you are so smart, and that was intimidating to me a little bit.
Well, Kimmy, that's why I got excited when he was on mine. And I kind of threw a curveball at him, and I had him speechless. And Adam, I did, because I said, okay, Adam, I said, I don't understand why people listen to me. And I said,
it's awesome.
I have Derek's voice in my head that says, stop doing that. Stop saying that. I said, so, okay, you interviewed me. If I was on your show, what would you say about me? And it was like silence. I'm like, okay, now you interview people all the time. But yeah, so Adam, I don't know if he's here, but I did read some scripture, and I did talk.
We're not doing Bible study here.
And, and I think that all ties in together. We're all brought together for a reason.
That is for sure.
Casey has been with April. They've been friends forever, but God laid on his heart for his channel, and I told him I don't even know how I ended up on mine, except that I kind of wanted it set up so when I did start trying to sell whatever, I would have a platform. But
see, you know what's going through my head right when you said that, darling? Exactly what I sent you a link of, but we'll have to talk about that maybe not on live.
But Kimmy,
there's potential.
When I said I had Adam, I don't know if he was on there that day when I had Adam, he was speechless.
Yeah.
I put him on the spot. I said, okay, Adam, if I was on your show, you're going to interview me. What would you say about me? But,
here's Adam's joke. Ready? He says, Kimberly, why do ghosts eat health, or is it health or heath food?
Health food, I bet.
Why do ghosts eat health food?
Okay.
I don't know, Adam. Tell us why, sir. I'm already giggling. He hasn't even said what it was.
Okay, Adam. Okay.
Because it's supernatural. That's me, Slapper Adam.
See there?
That's funny.
But we all smiled. Yes,
we did.
That's funny, Adam.
That's a good one.
My son loves to try to tell jokes, but he's not very good at it. Well, I mean, the effort is what counts. But he'll be like, "Okay, Mom, I got a joke." And I'll be all, "Okay." He'll be all, "Knock, knock." Oh, who's there? And he'll be all, "Apple." I'm all, "Apple who?" And he'll just go off on some other thing, like Apple wanted to cross the road because the turtle was over there. What? He just thinks
Kid
he's
jokes are the
so
best.
funny, dude. He's like, "I am hilarious," and he just laughs and laughs.
How
Yeah.
old is your son, Kimmy?
He's 8, and he's awesome.
I
mean,
feel like that's how my grandkids, because they're both, my 2 oldest grandboys are 6.
mhm.
And I feel like they're very similar.
Yeah, he just turned 8, so he's like freshly 8.
Yeah.
He's little for his age, so well, and I guess you probably can't tell that from, YouTube, but he's just kind of a little smaller guy. He's so sweet though. Like he's so smart, and he's so my child because he loves art. He loves singing. I mean, he sings quite often. Poems, and yeah, it's too cute.
Well, this is one thing that it's kind of funny that my son was telling me. He always the one that is on his way moving out. So we spend a lot of time with him and his son. And he has always from the beginning said to Brantley, Brantley will say, "Well, I get to eat this at my mom's, or I get to do this at my mom's." And my son has always been very firm with him and said, "Well, I'm your dad. And this is Dad's house, and this is how it is at Dad's house. What you do at Mom's house, you do at Mom's house."
Mhm.
And so one night he was like, "Okay, buddy, it's time to take a bath." And Brantley was like, "I don't want to take a bath." And my son Jimmy said, "Well, you take a bath every night at Mom's house. Why do you give me such a hard time?" He goes, "Dad, what happens at Mom's house stays at Mom's house."
Hi, Milk.
I laughed so hard I had to leave the room because I was like, "Oh, you had that one coming."
That's funny. Yeah, I have a really hard time sometimes being serious, especially when they're really, like, sometimes he gets so mad that I just, like, he's so cute that I can't help but laugh. Oh,
He
and
is cute.
really mad, but I have I just can't help it. I love him so much, and he's just like, when he gets really all about something.
Yeah.
I have a hard time trying to keep a straight face.
When he was on with you that day, I was like, "Oh my gosh, he is so stinking adorable."
Yeah, he's a sweet boy. I'm gonna be, now that it's summer, he'll be around a lot more often. Well, it's almost about to be. He has 9 days left. My daughter has 8 days left, so it's here soon enough. Very soon. And he loves painting. Anytime I'm trying to do a craft, he's all for it. And I do more than just painting. I'm like Darlene, and trying to DIY or decorate a lot of things or give new life to something that's broken. I have my little garden of misfits that's outside.
Yeah, you showed that in one of your videos, didn't you?
Yeah, and so it's spring and the weather finally, we shouldn't get any snow. We might get hail. Well, not might. We will get hail. But it's time for me to fix up all of my garden stuff again. So I plan on doing that. And like we have these big garden gnomes. Well, they're about, well, you can't see my hands, but they're big garden gnomes. We got them in the clearance section of Walmart a few years back. And they were just scratched. The paint was scratched, and that doesn't bother me because I'll paint it. Like I'll paint over it. So we have, they haven't been touched up in a while, and they're looking kind of sad. They could use a new little bit of makeover. One of them is his name's Nomeo. We have Nomeo, and when I picked him out, I strapped him in the cart. I strapped him at Walmart, and I went around all of Walmart, and people kept looking like, "What is that?" I was all talking to it like it was a kid.
See,
Crazy.
you see, we get that weirdness thing, honest. I mean,
Yeah, that's all right. I mean,
my husband brought home this. He found it because he works with the city, and sometimes people throw out different stuff on the side of the road. So I mean, my greatest thing is the chicken outside. It's a bale. It's cast iron. So what is rusted?
Oh yeah, rusted. That's tarnished. Just makes it unique.
So anyway, it's out there, now, and people ring it if they have something to deliver. But so one time he brought this. He brought
Yes,
this,
you're right.
This head from, I guess somebody was in cosmetology, so we called it Halle Berry. It looked just like Halle Berry, and I mean, real pretty, the same color. It had a short haircut, and I can't get nobody to give them to me so I could do something with them or let my granddaughter do something with them. But yeah, we left Halle Berry outside for too long, and I think Tracy threw away because she got moldy. But I mean,
Halle Berry got moldy.
I was going to put it in the mailbox or something. I know one Halloween I put a bloody foot, rubber foot. Yeah. So I've always did stuff like that.
I'm snorting. I'm laughing so hard.
I mean, I got my dad's teeth. And you guys, all right, what does this have to do with God? I'm going to tell you. You have to have a sense of humor, you guys.
You're making us smile. That's what it has to do.
And heck yeah! I've gone from laughing to crying to laughing on this show today.
You go to church and you have the brunch part, or you have the little set, where you see or sit. That's what we used to do in church. Is they'd have brunch or something afterwards, or even before, and you chit chat amongst each other. That's what we're doing.
Well, the pastor's gone.
Yeah, I know. The pastor I'm not sure he knows what's going on here on we're talking about Halle Berry and her moldy.
But no, and it's like my granddaughter, my grandson, well, my nephew to start with, Karen that does the quilts, her son was terrified of my dad's teeth, and I'd break them out, and he was afraid because he knew my dad could take his eye out. I think he might have done it one time. He had a false eye. And my nephew would not go nowhere near if my dad come up. No way, no Jose. So when he was real little, I would get the teeth out when he wanted to run around without clothes on, and I'd get the teeth out. But I walked into Mama's room, and he was up on the bed. He was, he might have been 4 or 5. He was up on the bed. About that. Yeah, I was choking myself out. I did.
Well, I'm going to make that 6-hour drive one day. Or just light.
All right. So Mama's back there at her computer, and little Jonathan's on the bed. I put my dad's teeth in my mouth, and I'm going, ooh, and I act like I tripped. And I spit those teeth out on him. That poor child, he screamed.
You scarred that kid for life.
Yeah, he screamed and he cried, and Mama said, bless your heart, leave him alone.
You're tying him up. I always tell my kids, rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
So now it's funny because my grandson, he'll be 15 this year. So this has been a couple years ago. So he's just getting to that cool age, and he's standing here by his Uncle Casey watching what he's doing. And so I know when his dad dropped him off, he said, oh, he lost another tooth. The tooth fairy come and seen him. I said, oh, okay, dude, how much did you get? And he told me. So I kept those false teeth in a little change purse. Had to keep Tiffany said, Mom, why is Papa's teeth over there on the Hoosier cabinet? I said, oh, in the kitchen. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's where he ate, wasn't it?
No, it's not the same. It's my dad.
I know. Oh, yeah.
He's not even here anymore. So I'm like, because I don't want to lose them. So anyway, so, my grandson, he gets dropped off here and he's in here. And I said, oh, Casey, I got my little change purse. I said, oh, Casey, somebody lost a tooth. And I got the change purse and I'm standing here and he's standing like right here beside Casey. And I'm at the door. And I said, so how much did the tooth fairy give you? And he looked at his Uncle Casey and he's like, I don't think it left me anything. I said, really? I got something for you. When I tell you, when I opened that change purse up and I said, here you go.
Oh.
That boy,
Oh.
he was mad. He jumped from this side of the chair. Kimmy, did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can still hear you.
When I tell you that boy jumped from this side to this side and he glared them eyes at me, them chocolate dark brown eyes. He said, "Ain't funny, ninny," like that. And I'm dying laughing. Casey's laughing. And I said, well, you said the tooth fairy didn't give you anything. I thought you'd need another set of teeth. Because
Oh my gosh.
he can't stand them. So I try to scare my granddaughter with them. Guess what? She's weird like me. Loves them. She will put both sets of them teeth in her mouth. How they fit, I don't know. And she goes, you know, little girl with this extra set of teeth.
That's awesome.
And I'm like,
don't worry, I'm still here.
she's so much like a little bitty me.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm glad. Let them put up with her. You know, being me. But so my nephew, which is Francis's other son, Tracy. Yes, Mama has a picture with the teeth in her mouth. So my other brother-in-law, Tracy, his son's here one day, and he's the same age as my grandson. And I gave those teeth to Abriana. I said, Abriana, look at Mason. Mason, look at Abriana. She has those teeth in. And when she's doing those choppers at him, he looks
Oh my gosh.
out and he kind of jumps back and he goes, ugh. And no, he was not going to get next to Creepy Girl again. I mean, he had no part of her until he left. So
Too funny.
but,
My husband almost died one time when when he first was around our family and my grandpa wasn't getting around very well, and he had false teeth and he would want them rinsed off after he got done eating because they would get stuff underneath there. And we had gotten him situated back in his living room chair, and he looked at me and he said, "Can you take care of my teeth?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And Ryan looks at me and I held my hand out and he just pops them out, throws them in my hand. I went into the bathroom and brushed them off for him and brought them back. And later that night, he's like, "Oh my God, what were you doing?" Like, I was just cleaning his teeth. Had to be done.
well, I mean, you know, I was trying to figure out, all right, Casey got the ergonomical keyboard back from me. I was used to it at one time, typing, you know, that way. But yeah. So my dad had his eye put out in California. And it was at the Pacific State Hospital. So somebody happened to be there one day, and I'm like, you know, that's where Dad was at the hospital. He fell on the knife, and the fluids had it bled, and the fluid stayed in. He could have saved it, but the opposite happened. So he had to have an eye. So as far back as I can remember, Dad had a false eye. But his first one that they ever gave him was it was just white with the black pupil looking thing. Well, since it was his first, he had it made into a bolo tie. So in California, it's show and tell.
Wait, he made a bolo tie out of his eyeball, his first eyeball.
His first glass eye.
Okay.
He lost his eye, but I mean, it's those you don't save. But no, his first glass eye was just temporary until they made one more permanent.
Okay, follow
the first one that he put on the bolo tie was like just this whited out with the black pupil. I took it to show and tell. Why did my family let me be Wednesday off the Addams family?
I think that's awesome. That's what I love about
it. Well, I mean, yes, now. But maybe that's why I was picked on.
Right.
I thought it was cool.
I would have thought it was cool too. A little weird, but I like weird.
And weird. The kids stand up, and this is like kindergarten. Hey,
hi, Misha. Hi, Kelly.
So here I stand up, and I kind of remember this. I'm proud. I stand up, and I'm explaining these other kids. They have this toy. They got that toy. They got these. This is my so-and-so. I stand up just as proud as I could be.
I got my dad's eyeball.
I did. I'm like, this is my daddy's eyeball. And the little kids all just look at me. And I'm still, this little girl just stand up there. And I'm like, his eyeball came out. And this is his eyeball. And I'm just letting this cheery thing because I'm wearing my daddy's eyeball all day. Why did, yes, Kelly, you came into the
girls that have taken over Porch Church and run it wild.
We drinking. We're having our coffee hour.
My dad tried his best to find. He cracked one of his eyes, one of them, and then he got a replacement. And he tried one day to find. He tried his best to. He was going through his drawers trying to find that eye. He said, "I know it's here somewhere," and so he said, "Well, here's my teeth. I never wore them." I said, "Well, I'll take those too," and that's how I end up with his teeth. But my mom buried him with his glass eye, and he always said he wanted me to have it. But there's still the bolo tie, and there's still the one that cracked. And I told Mom, I said, "They're somewhere," and I said, "Those belong to me." And so, I mean, false teeth, false eyes, all that kind of stuff.
Show and tell.
It was just normal for me. I remember Dad taking his out, chasing Irene, because Irene was she was a teenager in California. Mm-hmm. So, if I'm 5 or 6, she's 7 years older than me. So there's her and her friends running around, her friends just shrieking, their girls shrieking because my dad's chasing them around with his eyeball. That was normal for me.
That's hilarious.
So I had the off-colored uncles that would tell one of my uncles that all of the family loved. He was the uncle that told off-colored jokes and stuff. But, I just... you have to find the humor in life. And I think that's like with Kelly. Kelly is one of the.
You got to find the humor.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. What Kelly's going through isn't any easier than what I've been through, what I'm just going through, I mean.
Kelly,
a loved one is a loved one, whether it's a human loved one or a pet loved one, they're still a loved one.
Yes. Hey, Rebecca.
It's still hard. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. They're still a loved one, whether they're human or not, Yeah,
I have been, I was just talking about because yesterday was Mother's Day, but yesterday I was mentioning how grateful I am even for just, the animals, because it's like Violet, she may be the dog, corn dog as I call her, or cream corn or sweet corn or popcorn, one of the above. She may be kind of the most annoying in the house, but she is the one that has unconditional love, man. I mean, she's the one you leave for 2 minutes and she's excited to see you when you come back. And I always have to constantly remind the kids, because they'll walk in the door, with their backpacks and be annoyed that she's like, hi. And I'm like, she loves you. She missed you. Appreciate that. Violet's
exactly.
around forever. I mean, she's only 4, but you should appreciate that.
But still,
she loves so much. You could be mean to her and she would love you. Not that we're mean to our animals, but you could be mean to her, then she'd still love you right after.
Exactly.
Kelly, what I would, I said I met Kimmy and Destiny because of you. And, that was one thing. Kelly would always bring laughter to your channel, Kelly. And
Kelly, I'm praying for you. That's not easy.
Her baby, her fur baby.
Yeah, she said he's okay, but I have screwed up my computer over here, so I have to look at my phone, but he's in a spiral, she said. I'm praying. That's so sad. I hate that.
So
I hate that any of us have to deal with loss like that,
No, and you know what? I had to watch. Oh, what are you saying? What, Kelly? I still remember you being so upbeat and you singing on your way to work and you singing Kelly and Tommy in the morning, and you brought sunshine, and happiness. And
Derek, you better dial in here.
Derek had something he had to do.
He's in our chat now. He better dial in.
How did I not see him? He snuck in. Was he lurking?
Yeah, he did sneak in.
But
he snuck in. I missed.
I see him now. But you guys look. My husband looked over last night. He said, "Do you want me to turn the TV off?" Because I had the It's not a laptop. It's a belly top. I mean, if it's not at my lap and it's way up here, it's a belly top. So I'm sitting there and I'm chatting.
Hi, Rebecca.
And he said, "Do I need to cut this?" I said, "No, I'm watching it." Oh. I said, "Well, look, it's just a friend of mine tell me Happy Mother's Day." And then I said, I had another one done told me Happy Mother's Day too. This is a different one. And he said, "Have you heard from your daughter?" No, she hadn't told me. I said, NASCAR man and Dwayne, they told me Happy Mother's Day. But he said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh my gosh, you guys."
Did we ever figure out when Casey's auction starts today?
I'm waiting. Now, he might have got held up at the...
Does he have his... Maybe I should message him. Because I need to know whether it's 4 or 5. That's the... I mean, I'm guessing if it's the same one that's every Monday, then it's going to be at 4.
Look at Lynn say, "Where did Casey go?" We really... Oh, okay. Was somebody put in the... Hey, baby. Hey. Was somebody put so Kelly can join? No, Casey had some stuff that he had to do, and it was at a time that these 2 ladies up here now, they needed the love. They needed some love. Isn't that right, you girls?
Yes.
Yeah. So somebody will put it in the chat and
I can't do it from, or maybe I can, but
let me try it again.
if that's I'm more than happy to go, and so she can come on.
No, several can.
Yeah, that's fine. Trust me, it's good. I'll go. And
what? No.
I need to go get some stuff done anyway. So I love you all.
Kimmy, I love you.
I love you too, Tracy.
Oh, Kimmy. Casey sent you something, Kimmy. You're supposed to respond to him.
Okay. In my message.
He sent you a message earlier.
Oh yeah, I responded to that. Okay. Yeah, because I got I think I sent him my info the other day, but I did resend to that. I did respond to that. I saw that earlier. So
in the morning, Kimmy. Tomorrow. Yes. Tuesday therapy Tuesday.
Art therapy Tuesdays. I love you, Kimmy.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm gonna go live with my friend Dee at 10, but I'm down to hang out until then, which would be let's see, 11 noon your time. So
yeah, it'll be during Porch Church time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I love you all.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Derek. Bye, Derek.
Bye.
I'm sorry, Lynn. Casey had some stuff he had to do. And he was like, well.
How'd your meeting go, Derek?
Oh, it was awesome. I had to teach a class today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I thought it was just going to be a meeting to do classes, but I had to teach one.
Really? Good for you.
The Instapot has just made a new pressure cooker that is Wi-Fi that that people who are disabled, have visually impaired, can use now.
Wow.
So I had to teach the class about it.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Yep.
Good for you. Hi, Kelly.
Hello. Crazy woman. Hey, hon.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Kelly,
I'm the crazy woman.
I was so worried about you the other day in that chat when the next day you said to Derek, did I seem a little off in the chat when we were chatting the other day? I was so worried about you that I had said to Derek, send me a PM with your phone number because I wanted to I was worried about you. You were off. And then I found out why.
Okay, hang on.
Mistake.
What is your name?
Tracy. Tracy
That's
Sickus.
Tracy.
Who's your Nana?
God, Tracy.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what's your whole name again, Tracy?
Tracy Sickus. Who's your Nana?
Okay.
Who's your
Gotcha.
Nana?
Oh my God, it's so good to see your face.
Yeah, all the way up in Belmont.
I got to get you up here. Hang on. I can't see because I've got the wrong contacts in.
Now, in the morning on my channel, I will be having okay, help me out.
What?
Bobby.
Oh,
Bobby
Porter guy?
Bobby Plowman. He's
Nice.
coming on in the morning with me.
Nice. See?
And with Derek.
Yep.
Adam, you guys.
On the D&D show.
On the D&D show. Yep.
So yeah, I said I want him to come on, and anybody that is feeling bad, you guys better not let him know because he will tell you about yourself.
That's it.
As will NASCAR man. He'll tell you about yourself too. But
No, he won't.
Sometimes we need something. Yes, he did me.
Well, he's too sweet.
But sometimes we need that.
Yeah, sometimes we do. Sometimes we need a little laughter, just like I'm feeling a lot better.
Well,
I have laughed.
well,
I have laughed and cried and laughed today already on this.
Well, and you know that's the whole thing. Outreach is outreach. You know,
That's it.
when, my phone, well, my chat thing blew up the other day because I didn't live up to Christian womanhood for Bible study. And I'm like, I can't talk
Kimmy
about,
go?
huh?
Where'd Kimmy go?
Kimmy had to leave.
Yeah. She just, she wasn't planning on coming on when she did. And we kept on until she.
Yeah.
I just wondered.
So, Mama, you're facing Destiny on Friday night.
Oh, great. Put me against the champion.
Oh. But,
Derek, Mama has a question for you.
Yeah. I can't. My computer is acting up like unbelievable. What is it? I can't even see the chat now.
I know I'm having a hard time seeing it on there, so I'm looking at my phone.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you, Adam. I don't do boxing. I don't do sports.
Adam, you better watch your mouth because I love to talk about the Lord too.
Yeah, so that's
doesn't
something
have to
I
be.
can talk about.
Hang on, darling. Adam, if you would have been in my live chat this morning, the first hour with Derek, we talked reselling different things, okay? And then for the next 2 hours, Anthony and I proceeded to talk about the Lord. And not only were we talking about the Lord, we decided that Anthony, because he is a minister, full-blown minister like Casey is, and he leads church and whatnot, he and I are going to set up a Bible study with a set structured questions and whatnot, chapters to study, things of that nature. And we're still going to, come here to Porch Church Network. So we're not going to, abandon you or anything, darling. I still love you guys. But this is just something I suggested. Can we do this on a learning basis? Because I like to do homework. I love to do homework. And he said yes. And so we're going to be setting that up. And I knew that you would be happy for me.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to tell you something. The Lord came to me today because Anthony prayed for me after we got off our live. And I have been lifted of a lot of things that I have been feeling down about. And I have nothing but optimism for the future. And
I'll be back. I get a personal phone call to get.
Okay, honey, bye. See, as soon as I start talking about the Lord, Derek leaves. He's like, I can't handle that side of Mama. Can't do it.
Yeah, he can.
But Adam,
God's moving. And I tell people, I say, I love you. I said, there's enough Facebook for different people to have prayer.
It's not going to be at the same time, that's for sure.
I love you, baby. Oh, okay. He's going to come in here. You guys get to see my husband.
The man.
Yeah.
Your husband's very nice looking, Darlene. He's like sexy like my husband.
But God is outreaching, you guys. It says in later times, of course, everybody will quote where Satan is like a roaring lion. Yeah, he wants to take people down, but there's also the outpouring. Here's my hardworking husband.
I love you.
Say hello to folks.
Hey, people. Who else on there?
Hi, Kevin.
That's Tracy, who's your nana. She said, bye, Kevin. And Kelly's on now.
I didn't get to see him.
Oh,
tell him he has to come
Kelly,
back.
I didn't see you. That's Hip Mama. Hip flipping Mama.
Hi, Papa.
Hi, Kevin.
See, my husband used to have a goatee and mustache, and he's pretty much bald, not completely bald like you. And yeah, see, you guys have a lot of similarities, but he doesn't have tattoos. Bye, Papa.
Bye-bye.
Mama loves you.
But there's a big outpouring. Yes, there's negativity on. You can find negativity on news. You find negativity on Facebook. You can find negativity, of course, on YouTube. But you know what? There's an outpouring as well.
You can find it in your neighborhood, in the people that you know.
Yeah.
In the store, it's everywhere.
We stopped. We went from one morning, me and Casey doing Porch Church, to I went to Sonic, and there's two men talking about church, and I'm like, I'm in line, not going nowhere, and I told him, I said, "Excuse me, can I tell you something?" And I said, I just left from me and my son doing church on my front porch. And now I come up here and hear it again. I said, that's just, showing that, God's outpouring, because what they were talking about was a lot like what we were reading and talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, there is you can find it. You can find it out there.
Yeah, I just, I'll tell you what, he prayed over me, and then I prayed over him, because I thank the Lord for bringing Anthony into my life, it's hard to find. Number one, I can talk wrestling with him because I know a lot about wrestling. He's just a cool dude. And then to be a minister on top of it, and then to be an animal lover, and then to be the kind of man that loves his wife so much, And yet he's young. He's 34. I thought he was like 26 or 27. He's like 34. So on my show this morning, I christened him a grown-ass man.
Kelly, Casey's going to censor you.
Sorry.
But, Kelly.
Huh?
Casey loves the Lord too. And, with him, you can talk makeup. So.
Hey, Casey is special. There isn't anybody on the face of the earth that can walk in and take Casey's place. Casey needs to know that.
He is just Casey. He's just Casey. He's leaving. Him and April are leaving. God, leash my hair. No, he's not leaving my hair. He is going to see my sister. He's getting out to town. He'll be gone Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think he'll be back Sunday. So he'll be going to Panama City Beach. I hope he gets to see my nephew while he's down there.
He will.
There's 5 months different. My nephew's 5 months older than Casey. And then, of course, my sister's other son, he died, the younger one. But I told Casey, I said, well, that's good. I said, now, while down there, it's a good neighborhood, Casey. I said, they like to do karaoke. I said, they all have, they'll break out their guitars and they sing. And I said, Casey, Sandra loves some gospel singing. So she's
Could you imagine if Kimmy and I and Todd and Casey got together and did karaoke?
I know, but that would be awesome. The thing of it is, I don't like to use the phrase that to start out the problem with, but there's different types of churches now. Mama is not, she was for a while going with my brother-in-law, but Mama's not able to get up and, get dressed and feel like she can have the stamina, to be in church.
Listen, I know how she feels. And you know what? The fact that I can tune in at 11 or whenever I wake up and listen to Casey read the Bible and talk about the Lord and everything. Do you know how wonderful that feels?
I'm gonna try to take you outside so I can smoke.
Go, come on,
And
take us on out
it's-
there.
And it's so wonderful because it's like going to church every day, Darlene, but you don't have to leave your house.
Yeah. And see that one of the things he, felt to pull from the just reading it. And he was like, well, Mom, he told me what he was being led to do. And I said, okay, but look, we need a,
He's so good at it. He's
Huh?
so good at it.
Yeah, I said, you're going to have to, I said, let everybody know what's going on, so today was, I said, get feedback. So he said Tuesdays is where we will do therapy, art therapy on Tuesdays. And it's
Do you
part
feel like you're watching a cat burglar steal Tracy's computer and run out the door?
No. I trust you. I think you would get him and hurt him.
But, he said, yes, there's reading scriptures. And I did read one, this morning, I don't know why, I opened a small book of mine in grace. It was grace and redemption, so I looked those words up. And so, and then Wednesdays, he wants me to do the syllabus that I did years ago when I was in my 30s, a Christian womanhood, to talk of the women in the, in the Bible.
I know, because they're not mentioned.
It is bright out here, but gosh darn it, it's still chilly.
Hey, I'm in the South. It's windy and feels good out there.
Darlene, but the women aren't mentioned enough, and they're not mentioned in the right ways. Except of course the Book of Ruth, but
okay, Mama. Well, see, and in that syllabus, there are so many that it talks about, and had I not done it, I really liked it. I didn't have to pay for it because it wasn't actually, I wasn't doing it as a part of the college, but it was the actual church college course.
Oh, nice.
But I did it on, just as part of the women's part. And she actually gave me a large print King James Bible, and I still have it because I was using the NIV, which is New International Version. And so it's easier to follow whatever the church is doing, following the same. I love it.
That's what we were talking about today.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things like the Lord's Prayer. There's a lot of things that I love from the old King James Version. But I still have that Bible that she gave me, and it means a lot to me. And it was actually given to her. I love the inscription in it because it was given to her like 10 years before she gave it to me, because her and her husband, the preacher, they were going to Papua New Guinea for mission work.
Huh.
So then it was given to her, and then she gave it to me, and I even wrote in it for the Christian womanhood class. And I never get rid of some stuff. So I still had the syllabus from it. I was like, well, do I throw this away, or, do I save it? And I saved it, and then
Good.
Did not know that Casey would be starting a Porch Church Network on YouTube.
So is that what you guys follow?
Huh?
Which one do you guys follow?
Oh, the Bible?
Yeah.
He had the Rainbow Bible, which was my husband's, and that's like color coded, and that was in regular King James. And then I had a different version that was translated, but it was Gina's Bible, and Gina let me use it when she moved. And I read from, when Casey would get to something, I'd say, well, this footnote says this.
Well, because when Casey reads from the Bible during the
Yeah,
Bible study, he's just reading like normal words. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, is that the international version? That
it is. It
Okay.
is. So that's the new international version. And so Dwayne sent him the money just out of the blue, throwed it out on PayPal, and it popped up money for Casey to go get a Bible that would be easy for Dwayne to, follow by Dwayne working and just listening.
Oh, so Casey agreed to
This was
follow
way too much work
Dwayne.
just to smoke.
Did what, Kelly? I mean, Tracy?
I said this was way too much work. I lost the chat. I had to find the chat just to pee and smoke.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's why you should quit, Tracy, because you and I
I
can
know.
ever meet.
I know I should quit smoking. However,
Aren't you in Michigan?
yeah, just north. You know where Post Road is? Just north of the ballpark.
I've been to that ballpark so many times. See, I have a lung disease, and I can't be around people that even smell like smoke.
See, I'm that way. Like, I couldn't
We
hardly
smoke only outside at our house. I know we don't smoke in our house. We've never smoked in our house. We have, because the grandkids come over, we don't smoke in the house at all. We only smoke outside. And I don't even wear the jacket that I wear smoking other places because it
Oh, good.
smells like
Then-
I'm smoking it all the time.
Well, then you know what? Then we could probably meet. And I don't say that to be mean. Please don't think that. It's just that it really does affect my health. Like my mom and I went and talked to somebody one time. It was an appointment that my mom had, and they excused themselves, and when they came back, they had went out and had a cigarette. I had to excuse myself and go outside because I was having trouble breathing because they smelled so bad like smoke. So that's what I mean by it affects my health, but maybe it wouldn't with you. Because I know I do want to meet you.
We are, baby. But yeah, I do see it is 2:15 our time.
I can't believe I get to see your beautiful face though, Tracy.
I know.
I didn't know who you were at first. Sorry.
It's all right. You got to go on my channel and watch some of my videos and sub to my channel.
I should have been subbed to your channel. Yeah, but still, I couldn't see your face until just now anyway because I had my contacts in.
What?
And I'm out of contacts in the one eye, so I'm trying to replace it with the other eye. And yeah, so I haven't been able to see all day. Except for now I can see your face because I took all my contacts out.
Well, now I came back in the house. So we're all good.
All right, you guys, I guess I need to feed my puppy. And because usually we're off by about 12 something. And
I know I haven't eaten. I need to eat some food.
I know I haven't eaten either. And well, I usually don't eat. And
I haven't eaten either though.
and
Hi, honey.
Hey,
What's up, girl?
nothing, just chilling.
Well, mama, kiss.
she's beautiful like Selena, isn't she?
Yes, she is. Blow me kiss.
But yes, I've got to get. I have to start like if I cook supper, I have to start early. So
I've been up rather early today, so
well, I mean, early for me is I have to kind of start by about. It needs to be done by 5 when Keevan comes home, and so usually if I start prep work about 3:30 or 4.
yeah, I was up at 7 this morning, which is really early for me.
Oh my goodness, I get up at about 4:30 every day.
Yeah,
my husband gets up at 3, so
My husband gets up at 4:30, and I get up with him and
I think
chat with him before he goes to work.
And this morning, and like I told them, I sat there and I painted on my picture a little bit more, and then Casey, we did this, but we're gonna do things a little bit different. But tomorrow, I know Wednesday, I will break out that syllabus and get it in order and start, telling of.
Yeah, because why can't we do it without Casey? Hey, Darlene, you were talking about bolos, or look at this one.
Oh, that's pretty. And I'm finding some like the zipper slide and different,
See this one? Let me get it focused.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to send it to you because I don't know what to sell it for. I'm not going to sell it.
Well, you asked about the doing the why on Casey's channel, because that part I want to do under the Porch Church, because a lot of people, they know how to find, there's a time difference, and we're trying to find different things, of reading and studying the Bible, and it just goes in with the Bible network. And
if you wanted to, we could do something totally off what Casey's doing and just pick a subject, or maybe study the book of Ruth,
Yeah, well, that's kind of like what that syllabus is. It has Naomi and Ruth and Mary and the two sisters, Martha and Mary. It tells about them, and it tells about it talks about the perfect woman, the wife that gets up at it. Don't give a name for this virtuous woman. It was the virtuous woman of the Bible that got up at a certain time, and all the stuff she did. And I'm like, whoo, she got me beat. And
no kidding.
So
she's got everybody beat.
So it was. I know her hips are killing her, and my feet. I mean, my back is killing me. But anyway, yeah. So tomorrow is Art Therapy Tuesday. During Porch Church, we'll just kind of be doing, each of us doing a different thing, but we'll be doing songs and stuff like that as well, singing or whatever.
And my Art's going to be watching the chat.
Good deal. That's a good job.
I was started my live at 9 o'clock, right, expecting to be off by 10:30. And then about 10 o'clock, Anthony and I started talking the Lord and everything. And the chat got involved, and it was just beautiful. And then we didn't get off until 12:30.
Mine started one morning at about 8. And oh my goodness, it went right into Porch Church that Tuesday. It was this past Tuesday.
Yeah, it was.
And then that went right into Casey's auction that lasted until about 9 that night. And I hurt. I mean, it really,
yeah.
Me sitting, it's like right now I have a knot, and Casey's not here to get that knot out. I have a knot right now.
Put your hubby to work.
Huh?
Put that hubby to work.
He's at work. He just came in to use the bathroom. He headed back out.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you what, I feel that knot, and I've been rubbing it for 2 hours now, I think. But I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you.
Thank you for being there through my tears, Darlene. You are so special to me. You will never know how special you are.
Tracy, why were you crying?
I got a phone call that just reminded me I lost my very best friend in the whole wide world. My childhood best friend in October this past year, and then my very best friend for the last over 30 years died suddenly on Valentine's Day. And so,
oh honey, I'm sorry.
Thanks. And so it was a
terrible
reminder.
I'm so sorry. That is just terrible.
Yeah, that's why I can relate with your Rocky, because like I said, human or animal, they're still our loved ones.
Yeah, I mean, God gives us the gift of these animals that come into our life at a certain time. We weren't looking for a Bailey when Bailey was dropped on Keevan's chest on Christmas, and renewed all of us. So,
Well, you know, I've lost 3 out of 5 dogs in the last year and a half.
oh,
And so, and now I'm going to lose 4. So, yeah, it's been kind of rough. He's on a downward spiral now, but he's still hanging in there, though.
and as long as they do, that you just hang in there with them.
Well, I'm thinking it'll probably end up being this week sometime.
It is hard watching it. I used to go to work when my Jack Russell that I'd had for like 14 years, as she was going downhill, I'd be at work every day worried about her and come home and just cry and, you know, be upset at work and not knowing what day it was going to be. And it was really hard. And it took quite a few years before we got another one. And, you know, we had Briley for 4 years. When the mailman hit her, she was young, you know.
All right, you guys, my baby just came home. I'm going to go have a smoke with him now. Love you.
Bye, sweetie.
Well,
Gotta
Mom,
run.
I love you. And I'm going to end Casey's broadcast and run to the bathroom.
All right.
Love
All
you
right, I'll see you
guys.
tomorrow,
Bye,
darling.
love you.
Love you.